God damn, man. John got a lot of randoms in here, cuz.
Yes, he does, bro.
Yo, Tim. They go tell Tim over here, Tim.
They gonna tell me, yo,
Somebody
TJ.
sleep on the
What's up,
couch.
Tim?
Hey, what's up, fellas? Hey, so why are we here? Like, can we even record here?
Yeah, listen to this nigga.
Can we record?
This is what we gonna do. We gonna pour a shot, and then 5 minutes after that, I'm gonna say, "Shots up," and we gonna take them. Then 2 minutes after that, we gonna take another.
Ooh, sounds fun.
Whoa. What about him?
Him, Freddie. He just smiled and says,
Yeah.
"Yo."
Really though? Yo, that's out of pocket, bro.
That makes sense. I'm trying to get down. That makes sense. Okay. Yo, what's that noise? What is happening?
Noise, yo, watch how you talking about my children. That's not noise. It's a brand, image, systems, way of life. Brother from another.
Okay. Well, I'm definitely excited to be here. My other question though is, are y'all drunk every episode?
Every episode, bro.
Every single one of them. Look, listen, you get your Bombay, maybe some lemonade, or some Kraken, or some Jim Beam peach, and then it's on after that, man.
Okay, I can get down with that. Well, I guess the bigger question after all of that is, so we drink and do our job?
Yes, sir.
Listenership loves it. Shots up.
Brother from another, 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 brother from another.
Boogaloo.
What's happening?
Boogaloo. That's my intro to our guest that we not gonna say her name yet because we're gonna have her to do an introduction. But that's my intro. And usually John says something, but he forgot because we ain't recorded in a while.
You just jumped into it. I didn't know how to start the podcast. I didn't even know what you was doing.
Oh, you forgot how to podcast.
Look at you, can't even say the word.
That's because I just had a hush puppy, and it was really good. And I got it like in the bottom of my cheek, like a.
Ew.
Like I'm
no.
too-
Okay.
All right,
Well,
what's up,
we
guys?
back.
How y'all
We
living,
back.
man? Sheesh.
Back.
See, man, now I can't
Let me
never
back. No.
express myself.
No, you can't. Not with us. Go to a
All right.
therapist.
Judgmental. No, I'm not going to no therapist.
You saying judgmental. Welcome back, guys. We got a special guest with us. Care to introduce yourself?
Absolutely. I'm Nia, and I'm really grateful to be featured on this episode today and just grateful that y'all asked me to be a part of this. I am a sex educator. I've been doing sex education for like 11 years now. So I started as a teenager, and I'm a public health professional, and I'm just happy to talk about sex.
Shoulder bar. Y'all saw the shoulder bar?
Let's talk about
Let's talk
sex,
about sex,
baby.
baby.
Let's talk about. Hey, look, I'm immature. So I'm gonna let you know that up front.
I did my homework. I listened
okay.
to some episodes, and I know that you are the wild card. So
That's John. John's the wild card.
okay.
Yo, what the guest say, yo? The guest.
All right, you're right. The guest is always right, except
Well,
when they're wrong.
since you did your research, you know how this go. What you drinking on?
I am drinking some Pinot Grigio tonight. I made some shrimp scampi last night, and so the remainder is for tonight.
Chase, what you drinking on?
Moi, I am drinking vermouth from Gonzalez Baez Jerez. I don't know how to say this crap, but it's a red wine and it's nasty.
Okay. That's one
I just thought I'd say that. It tastes like crap, but I'm gonna drink it because I ain't no punk. But it's nasty.
Tim?
I'm drinking what John had on live from the couches, 30-minute wind down. So I'm on the Apothic Red, back at it. So it's a good wine. I've had it a few times before, but it's really good. And I also made some honey glazed salmon this evening with a Caesar salad. So once this is over, I'm gonna be like, be fancy. So Mm-hmm.
You said Caesar salad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Caesar salad and then honey glazed salmon.
Honey glaze.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds wonderful.
Thank you.
It's all right.
I got
It's all right.
Elmo Pior 2020. It's a Moscato. It's from somewhere in France because I can see the flag.
I'm glad you know that. If I saw a France flag, I couldn't tell you what it is.
So that's all I got for you. All right, so I guess as she said, we here to talk about sex. That's what she said.
Man, hey, John, be quiet. Let Tim take over.
Say like you got it.
Crazy. We talk about sex here.
I want to jump into it.
Whoa, buddy, calm down.
So listen, we 1 week we happy to be back, y'all. So we got this great guest on here, and she's right into it. So like, why is sex important?
Sex is important for a lot of different reasons. And we all have our own reasons why sex is important, but it's literally how we all got here and how humanity will continue when, we're no longer here. Sex, gives us the ability to reproduce, and it's literally one of the characteristics that make us like a living thing. And something else that's really interesting about human sexuality is that humans are like one of the only living species that we were designed to experience pleasure during sex. So it's not just about reproducing, which I love that for us. But yeah, so it's an essential part of our existence as human beings. A lot of people use sex and sexuality to like express themselves, or it's incorporated into, just their personhood and personality. Sex is a full-time occupation. I'm employed by sex, but there are like sex workers who, make money from sex. It's like the oldest profession in the game. So sex is important. It's a staple.
So then would you agree that it's one of the things we need to survive?
People would argue this, and I respect all of the different arguments, but I absolutely would. So I'm gonna just drop this little nugget. There's something called Maslow's hierarchy of needs, I want to say.
There you go. Come on now. Yeah, look at you.
So one of our like most basic human needs is the ability, like if you look up the actual hierarchy, it just says sex there. So for some people, that means like the ability to have sex. For some people, that means the ability to express their sexuality freely. And so when our needs for sex are not met, because it's at the very bottom level of the hierarchy, it's very difficult to achieve the other aspects of life that meet our needs, like self-esteem and things like that. Like if your sexual needs aren't being met. And for some people, a sexual need is like the ability to abstain from sex, like, and have that choice and that option, because some people don't. And so, I think it's essential. It's definitely essential in my life.
Can you repeat that term you said before? What's it called? Maslow? What?
Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna Google that because that's above my pay grade right there.
Yeah, I was wondering if you was gonna bring that in there, but shout out to you. Yeah, I learned that. That's in my psych major. So there's 7 needs that humans need in order to survive, and sex is at the bottom because it's part of reproduction. So you can't do the other 6 if you don't have humans to actually act them out. So
that's a pickup line in the club, dog. I need you, shorty. It's one of my basics.
Listen, see, this is what I'm saying. He's the wild card.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying. That's crazy right there.
I mean, if you use it right, John, it's not a bad pickup line.
I do got a question. What, Chase? What's wrong with that? Nia, if you were single and somebody happened to walk up to you at the bar and said that to you, would you not like this? Give them at least a look like?
She's a sex educator. She probably would go, yeah, I like that. But if you walked there, if I'd have walked up to my wife and say, look, we need sex and vibe, baby.
She's
Maslow.
an educator. She should know that. That's a bad example. She should do the same thing.
No, she's an elementary educator. They're not teaching that elementary ed.
How you know?
How do I not know?
Great segue, Chase. Now we just gonna skip over that other question. Great segue.
That's what I'm saying.
When should you introduce people to sex? Because clearly in elementary school, Chase school not teaching it.
We taught ourselves. Thank you very much.
How'd you teach it? Please tell me how you taught yourself about sex.
Under the table, The gym. We went to the gymnasium when nobody was in there. This fire stairwell. That spot was lit. Girl got kicked out of school because of the fire stairwell.
Under the stairs.
Exploratory education.
Yes.
Yeah, that's how I learned though. Ain't nobody tell me about sex. All right, well go ahead. I'm sorry. What age do you think?
It's different for different people and like depending on your values and things like that. What I will say is that children are very aware of their body parts at very young ages. And just how you said, like exploratory things will happen in elementary school. So oftentimes we think that like if we talk to kids about sex, then we're introducing them to sex and then they're going to like immediately go and have sex after we have the conversation. But conversations about sex can start as soon as children can comprehend English language. And it's not like, oh, you use your penis to have sex, but you know, teaching kids about like boundaries, like a good touch, a bad touch, how to say no, how to say yes, what makes you feel comfortable, things like that. Those conversations can start as early as 2 years old because kids can understand that. And there's actually like, there are a lot of guides that people use, but there's like a guide that I like. There are two of them. And these are like simple Google searches. There's one on talktoyourkids.org or something like that. And then there's another graphic and it's labeled age appropriate sex talks. And it like goes through like from 0 to 5, this is what you should be talking about. From 6 to 10, these are the things you can be talking about. So I think it's the most important thing is that the parent or the person who is leading that conversation is ready, because you don't want to like fuck your child up saying something crazy to them. So it's most important that the person leading the conversation is ready, but it's important to have those conversations early because like we can attest to learning about sex from our peers and stuff like that, and like learning things that were not true. So you want to introduce that and wing it in, and then if you like want to wait, if you try the waiting method, then you'll see that it becomes evident like, oh, this conversation needs to happen because this young person is turning into a sexual being. Like that is the sole reason that we go through puberty. That is the only reason that we go through puberty, is to become sexual beings. So like waiting until after puberty to have that conversation, I would not recommend.
Man.
So talk about conversations, when exactly is the right time to talk about birds and the bees? Oh, let's go back. What is birds and the bees?
So this has been like taken and reformed a lot over the years. Initially, when people talked about the birds and the bees, they explained sexual reproduction using the comparison of a bee pollinating a flower. And so that's how that all came about, using the term birds and bees. But generally speaking, it's just the conversation that people have with their kids or people that they're raising about sex. And that, again, like that looks so different for everybody, because you can be having, some people like when they have the sex talk, they're talking about pregnancy prevention and pregnancy prevention only. Some people have the sex talk and it's like, don't be a hoe. Some people have the sex talk and it's like only about STI prevention. So it means different things for different people, but we have to find a way to combine all of those things and add in the things that we missed also, to like make sure that the next generation is like getting the information that they need.
I got two questions.
Uh-oh.
First question is, so the bird is the flower?
I don't know where the bird, let me see, because
it's a bee and a flower, but it's birds and the bees, not just flower and a bee. That would have been so much more.
I don't know.
I'm just trying to figure out where the bird came in at, because I know what a pigeon is. I heard the song.
You sick.
So Google says the phrase "the birds and the bees" is a metaphor for explaining the mechanics of reproduction to younger children, relying on imagery of bees pollinating and eggs hatching to substitute for a more technical explanation of sexual intercourse. So the bird is the bird's egg that hatches, which is symbolism of a person having a baby in a very weird way.
Oof, my mind is sick. No, because I was thinking like you from DC, Baltimore, Philly. Have you ever seen a baby pigeon or pigeon eggs?
That's because pigeons are from the government. That's why I told you. It's you.
Not from the, all right, yo,
the fact that I'm telling you, no, seriously.
They're not. Seriously. They came from Europe.
Conspiracy. You believe in conspiracies, right?
Right.
When the government was on lockdown a few years ago, did you see a pigeon?
What?
When the government was on lockdown
as well.
So you think it's like if the government on lockdown, like, so are they paid pigeons at this point?
Look,
because if they're on lockdown,
they just brought them home.
Pigeons. They carry your pigeons.
Somebody control the pigeons.
Oh my! All right, let's stay on task.
And if they ain't getting paid, bring them pigeons back. I'm just saying that. Look, you brought up pigeons. You could have used any kind of bird. You brought up a pigeon.
I seen an eagle egg before. I seen other bird eggs. I ain't never seen a pigeon egg.
I have never
they work for the government.
Yes, they work for the government. All right, and then I guess
I saw a pigeon look just like Donald Trump.
Okay.
All right, that was too far.
All right.
We're so close to break. We're so close.
So close.
No, we not.
So, my original question before Tim asked that one was going to be, so I believe on. Oh, you even plug the podcast. I guess you're gonna do that later on your podcast. I believe you don't, because you said safe, a good touch and a bad touch, but I believe you don't believe in like safe words. Like you should call the organs of what they are. Correct?
Yes, I do believe in that. Thank you for that question. When you do have conversations with young people and children about sex, it's super important, especially those early conversations, to use like the anatomically correct names for body parts. And that is important for people to know, just in general, like for learning, but also abusers often like rely on kids not knowing what their body parts are, and they'll call them something else. And so it's like, if your mom asks you, did somebody touch your private? You're like, no, they didn't touch my private. They touched whatever other nickname it's been given. So it's really important, like, to use words like, that's your penis, that's your vagina, these are your testes, like, and just be upfront. And kids can really understand. It's like adults over sexualize everything, but like when kids hear the word vagina, they're not automatically thinking about sex, and they're like, oh, okay, I learned a new word, and this is what I assigned this to.
I'm glad you said early on in conversations, because I like pet names. Me and my wife use pet names all the time. My bad.
I mean, that's fine.
Talk your talk, Chase.
And like when you establish that common language between you and your partner, that is totally fine. But using those pet names, you know what it is that you're referring to. Mm-hmm. If you just refer to kids' privates as private, then every time they hear the word private, they're going to associate whatever it is that you're talking about with private or privacy. So it's not like it's not a clear definition of what it is. So, but I'm all for, whatever you got to do to spice it up. If it's fat ma at the house, that's fine. But,
Coco Clapper. Coco Clapper.
What? Wait a minute.
That's her name. That's her name, dog. What are you talking about? That's her name.
It is.
No, I heard it. I hear you.
So Chase, what age you gonna give Leah to talk?
Man, look, that's the only thing that's playing in my head. Like, I got two daughters. I got a 7-year-old and a 2-year-old, and sadly, I'm a part of that demographic that's like, you know what I'm saying. Earlier, I'm like, I don't know, because I don't know if I'm ready. Like, to be honest, I never had that talk with my mom growing up. Like, a lot of things I did was explorative. Like, it was just me learning, and as I grew older, I learned more and more, and then I made decisions. Because one thing my mom always told me, I say this on the podcast all the time, is discernment. So I felt like if I'm teaching discernment, then that's like the start, like that's the foundation. And I haven't like of course I thought about having a conversation with my children, but I haven't had that conversation because I just don't know how to go about it. Like I use private, I use, you know what I'm saying? I do stuff like that because it's like that's how it was for me growing up, and it ain't like and I'm like, they're young.
Mm-hmm.
So I that's something I don't struggle with it, but it's something that I think about.
Did Dad have to talk with him? Where Leah? Not with them.
No, but
So y'all do y'all have like an age, or y'all just gonna wing it?
I didn't have an age. It's more of a wing because I always Leah asks a billion questions a day. She's very inquisitive, so I was kind of waiting for her to be like to just introduce it or ask about it or something like that because she's not shy. That's what she does. Like she asks questions. She asks me a lot of questions that I feel like maybe like, whoa, wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? It ain't necessarily sexual, but it's just that's how she is. So I was kind of waiting on that. Like London, 2 years old, I could tell she's gonna be like she's
Yo.
No, I'm not talking about sexually. Like I'm talking about like her
Still
attitude.
respectful. Yes.
She's a firecracker.
Judging her. You judging her.
I'm not. I live with her every day. She tells me no every day. I'm not judging her. I live with her. So I mean, I do like having this talk here and there, speak about it. Like it's like something that I'm like, all right, maybe I should just bring it up, but I just got to be ready. Like I'm gonna have a talk with Dad, my wife, and then we can go from there. But
I would say this too. My parents they struggle. So I have a younger siblings. My brother's 19, my sister's 12, and my sister came home probably like around like 10 or 11. And she asked my parents, she was like, what does it mean to be gay and a lesbian? And my mom and dad were like, shook. It's like she asked a cuss word. And they called me like, Tim, why is she asking us this? I said, Mom, have you seen social media? The shit's everywhere. Like, and you gave the kid a phone. So like at some point in time, she's going to Google the thing that she listens to, she sees, whatever else. So my parents kind of use me as the avenue to break things down to my sister. So lately she's been asking questions about like pride rights or whatever else. And so part of me is thinking like, this might be like, I identify for her like she may be lesbian or bi or whatever or demisexual, and so like it's more so like I'm cool with it because I do this work every day in a college setting with college students. So I've had these type of conversations with like, and my students, they go there, especially my last job. Like they would ask me shit. I'm like, I should not be answering this on the clock, but you need to know. So like, I'm gonna just go ahead and answer your question. I think for you, Chase, like it may be good too to have like a support system of like maybe it's Nia or somebody else be like, hey, like my kid asked, what's the best way that I break this down, or use those websites. And it's good to like, kind of like talk it out too. Like I wish my parents would have practiced with somebody of having that conversation before talking to me.
How you think you got here? You think you got here without practice? What are you talking about?
I mean, yeah, you got to think like when I was born in 91, this was a much different conversation. Like at that point, everything about sex was taboo other than like missionaries. Like even
so you had to talk?
Only because like I had already explored it. Like he was just like, are you having sex? And I was like, yeah. Oh my God, do you know X, Y, and Z? I'm like, luckily for you, I pay attention in health class. So like everything I learned there,
No, the closest
like that
thing to the talk I had was Dad was pregnant. And I first told my mom, and I was like, I just want to let you know that don't take me to church. Dad was pregnant, and my mom, she was just like, well, you lay down, have sex, you have kids, and that was it. Like that was the closest birds and the bees talk that I can remember.
My dad had a similar talk with me, like in high school. He heard my girlfriend came over. We was at like a cookout, like we had cooked out. He was like, yo, go get the charcoal. Like I went over to him. He was like, you trying to have kids? I said, what? I said, I mean, one day. He was like, oh, because you sure having sex like you want some kids now? I said, oh, okay. I was like, you want me to take this over there? I'm like, I'm just trying to get out of there. Like, okay. He was like, yeah. He's like, oh yeah, one more thing. Y'all kids got something different out here. It's diseases that kill. But go put that charcoal right there on the grill for me real quick. And that was it. That's the only time we had about sex. That's it.
I never had the disease talk. People used to come to my high school and talk about. They said pictures. They said pictures and shit. Well, that's 10 cents. But
Yeah, that's their second one, but it's okay.
oh, that's 20 cents. I'll take your word for it. I'm trying to stop cursing here, but I'm failing. But anyway,
Okay.
in high school, they used to bring people in there to talk about it, sit us down in the assembly. We ain't do nothing but make jokes the whole time. Ew, look at that. I'm the class clown. I'm just making, I saw a girl like that. That's you right there, Bianca. And then that's all I did.
Yeah.
Like, what? I was joking though. Like, it wasn't like, they knew it was jokes. I ain't never, but still, like, that was the close. Like, they
I'm
used
so
to,
sorry.
that scared the hell out of me. I made up that
I'm
name.
so sorry. Allegedly.
I made up that name.
Allegedly.
No, I made it up. I made up that name. So all the real Biancas out there, it
How you
ain't
spell
you.
it?
Bye, John.
John.
That's how I spell it, nigga. But they brought the people there to tell us about STDs, STIs. Man, that scared the lip. The first time I got tested, I was shitting brick. All right, that's 30 cents. I was scared to death in there. Like, I'm talking shaking. Like, it was so bad. The lady asked me. She came in. She was like, all right, we got two tests. One you can take, you find out about at the most 30 minutes. The other one you take, you find out in 2 weeks. I said, I want to take the 2 weeks because I want to live my last 2 weeks happily. I want to just, and then she convinced me, like, come on, man, don't do that. 30 minutes. I said, all right, I ended up taking that. But I was scared to death in there. I used to be so scared, man.
Yeah, and we shouldn't feel like we shouldn't feel that way. Like, getting tested is a part of, like, being a sexually active person, and it's like a normal thing, and it shouldn't be like approached with so much fear and stigma. But that is what we learned. Like, I definitely had somebody come into, we had an assembly, so the entire school in the auditorium at one time, and there's like a slideshow of like the most extreme cases of various STIs, and like that's what we're supposed to walk away with and feel empowered by that. And so something I actually did in high school, I told you I've been doing this for a long time. I like went to administration and I'm like, this is not acceptable. Like, we cannot continue to do this. Like, nobody is benefiting from this. Nobody is learning from this. And I kind of like took on the role of the sex educator in my school. Like, people were coming to me. I'm 16, I'm in the 11th grade, and people are like coming to me for advice about what they should do if they think that they have an STI, they think they're pregnant, where can they get abortion services, like coming to me. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on, they telling me about stuff I haven't even experienced sexually yet. And so it's like really important, like you can see and how that framed everything for you. Like, and there are some people who still experience that fear. Like, you fought through your fear and went to go get tested, but there are so many people who are like, I'm scared, I don't want to know, this is the end of my life, it's the worst thing that could possibly happen, so I'm just never going to get tested, I'm never going to find out.
That was me.
Like, and that's our reality. So we really have to like do that work with the next generation and with our kids. So I'm really happy to, be in your corner, Chase, and I'll definitely send you those resources. And it'll take time. I definitely think, working through it and talking through it with your wife is the first step. But you have inquisitive children, as you noted, so it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time.
I can't hide it from it.
And the thing is, when your kids come and talk to you about it, they already know. They've already been introduced. They've already learned something. They are coming to you because they want to know if they can trust you and if you're going to tell them the truth. So they're coming to, like, Tim, your sister went to your parents to ask about lesbianism and gayness to know if your parents were going to tell her the truth and if they could be a resource to her. Not because she want to know what a lesbian is. She knows what a lesbian is. She's 12. She's in middle school. You know what I'm saying? So those are the things that we have to think about. And we don't want to, we want to make sure that our kids do trust us and we establish those trusting relationships. But you want to be kind of like on the front end of that. So I definitely encourage, even if it's not opening up conversations about sex, just make sure that you always have that open space where your kids do feel that they can come and talk to you, because that's the most important thing, like having that open line of communication, because they're going to ask you questions that you may not know the answer to. Like, there's so many new things happening with sex and sexuality with younger people, like things that I'm still learning every day as an educator. and it's not important that you know every single thing and that you're able to answer every single question, but if you're able to be a resource and you can link them to information and they can trust you, that's the most important thing.
So for you personally, what age are you going to introduce your children to when you have them, or if you got kids? Yeah.
I do not have children.
7.
7 kids. Days of the week.
I do not have children. I'm still kind of debating if I want to take that journey. I know, like, ideally I want to have kids, but you know, as I get older, the thought of pregnancy is so it's a very wild thing. There was a video circulating on the timeline today, like a lady who lost all her teeth because she was pregnant.
I'm sorry, what? Slow down, go fast.
Yes, women go through a lot of shit to bring children into this world. Like, you can lose your teeth, you can break bones, develop, you can split from the rooter to the goddamn tutor.
The rooter to the tutor. Gotta stable that thing up.
That thing got crazy. Oh, never mind.
All of those things just give me a lot of anxiety. If I could just like put my baby in an incubator in the living room and then go get it out in 10 months.
Oh, get it out in 10 months.
We gonna see.
That sound like LeBron James and Dwayne Wade you trying to have over there.
That ginseng I can keep trying to tell y'all.
If I'm able to do that, it's going to be a super baby for sure. It's going to be
super babies.
You gonna give it superpowers?
Yes.
What powers you give it? What powers?
Shoot. I can't give it any powers that it can use against me as the parent. So I have to think about that. But
that's smart.
You know, maybe
like my reading.
Some type of power where it can like teleport a large group of people. So like it can take me and my family on a vacation.
That is selfish.
So selfish.
I know.
Get your life. You here for me.
I know. That's why I don't have children.
I can't think of a
non-selfish reason I can't think of a non-selfish reason to have one. So that is why I have not. And I also, I mean, I love my partner now, like, and we're like building, but I have not met anyone prior to him that I want to procreate with. So
procreate.
That's the thing. Like, I always say, like, it, like children, having children is a huge responsibility. Like, that's number one. Number two, I feel like this is a selfish reason, but I feel like the world need help and the world need changing and the world need better people. Yeah. And who better than the people I'm raising? Because I'm raising them to be a great human being, not good, not mediocre, none of that. I'm raising them to be right, like to be good human beings. You know what I'm saying? So I think the world need more of those and less people being born into, you know, terrible situations or born into, toss the word out there, racism. Like, it's just, you know what I'm saying? Like, that type of stuff, and that's my selfish reason. I really do want the world to be better. That's a good selfish reason, though.
That's a good selfish reason. I'm glad that we kind of got into this because I'm trying to like gather from other people what the reasons are. What are the benefits? So I love that.
What are the benefits? Forget the kid you're gonna have. What's the benefits other than that? I know I got a whole person here, but other than that, tell me what else I get from this.
I'll tell you one benefit.
How much is this tax write-off?
Yep. Hey, Tim. Hey, brother. They about to start the child tax credit. That's one good
next
reason.
month. I'm coming.
Yeah, you think I don't know what? Juicy juice. 2. I got 2 little girls, and I plan on getting old, and they gonna take care of me when I get old. I already asked Lee. I said, "You gonna take care of me when I get old?" Yes, Dad. Yes. All right, well, I got that person right there. I got depends on right now.
Depends on right now.
Everybody, go ahead. You wipe it up. Clean it up.
So, Nia, listen, we about to go to break. But before we go to break, I want you just to think about this. When we come back, I want you to
I hate breaks.
Why you gonna cut him off like that?
I hate breaks because breaks let me know that our podcast is gonna. It's like on the hill. It is gonna end.
Let's
whoa! Can you let me get my damn punchline out?
Oh, Jesus Christ, my fault.
Sorry, Tim.
You okay? You okay? You want to
No.
talk about it?
No, I don't want to talk about it. I'm gonna talk to my therapist, John.
Oh, well, have fun with that. Nia, you got anything you want to get off your chest? Anything you
Tim
want to
was talking.
I said you said you hated breaks. I'm doing it 50-50. We're gonna go to break, but before we go to break, so we can extend it, so we can't be at the top, but everybody go down. We're gonna let Nia.
That's how I sound in your head.
Exact. No, not in my
I'm
head.
not your
out
friend no
loud
more.
to-
I'm not
to
your
the
friend no
world.
more.
You just
Nope,
gonna
I'm
bring
not
it
your
to
friend
my
no more.
friend?
If I sound like that in your head, dog, it's nothing for us to talk about. Like,
All right.
if I go, hey John, and I sound like, hey John, if I sound like Barney in your head, matter of fact, I like Barney.
Sound like. See, look at it. You know how Barney sound.
Well,
got
hey
any
kids, hi.
This guy's crazy, man.
Look, man, well, sex is a heavy topic, dog. For something I used to be
Clearly.
so immature with, I gotta be out here laughing too. That's another thing. I need to laugh. I have to laugh. I can't go I could go some conversations and not laugh, but most of the conversations I have, I need to laugh, man. I'm not gonna be in this world angry, but my bad. That's my little spiel. I'm done talking until I need to
No,
talk
I love
again.
it. I love it. Sex should be fun. Conversations about sex should be fun. They shouldn't be scary and weird and all those things. So that's like why I do what I do. That is why I started Birds, Bees, and Tease, is so that adults can continue conversations about sex. That's why I say I'm really grateful for this opportunity, because like we've already talked about like so much toxic learning that happened regarding sex for us. So sex is supposed to be fun, and we don't stop learning. Like, and now we're gonna get into this on the second half, but like we don't stop learning about sex. We learn more. We get more exploratory with it with age. So the conversations definitely need to keep happening.
Oh, so we move your topic to the second half. That's what you're saying.
Yes.
All right, say less. Say less. She spoke. The guest has spoken. All right, y'all. Here are our sponsors. Chase, you got
Nah, I
something to
feel
say?
bad.
You like you got something to say? Look at you.
Yeah, I got something to say. I'm sorry, Tim, man. I always cut Tim off, man. I'm trying to stop. Even though every podcast I listen to that we did in the past, I get cut off a lot too. But I be feeling bad when I cut Tim off, because Tim make a face every time. His eyebrows get.
All right,
Can't
y'all.
cut
We're
me
gonna
off
take
again.
this. We're gonna take this break. We holler at y'all in a minute.
Hey,
And we back.
Boogaloo. Gave you my baby, be mine.
That's what he sound like. Late night, love you know.
Where would I be without my baby?
Yo, it's
Lord
not
Jesus.
versus, Ian. It's not versus. It's not versus.
Oh God.
We back,
All
y'all.
right,
We back,
Neil,
y'all.
What's your questions you got for us?
Oh, he jumped into it. We didn't even say we back with our great guest. He jumped right into it. We go ahead, talk your talk, then, Neil.
I mean, you know, the introduction, it gives itself. It gives itself. So I want to know from y'all, like we were just kind of talking about this, like what are some of the things that you have learned in adulthood about sex that you never learned as, you know, growing up or as a child? Or like what are some myths that you learned that were disproven to you in adulthood?
Y'all want to be dark? Y'all want me? How y'all want to do this?
Yeah, you started off, John, because I already had a talk with Dave about this, and I can't say what I want to say.
It ain't dark. I guess it's we gonna put this out still. I did one of the myths I learned. You don't have to be skinny to have HIV or AIDS.
Okay, so like you learned that growing up, that like being
Oh, yeah.
skinny was a signifier that a person was HIV positive.
That's exact.
Or
that's
crackhead.
That's exactly what it is. Yo, you losing weight? Yo, you straight? You good? Everything,
I've been working out, thanks.
everything good in your system? Everything straight? We heard you mess with Tamika around the corner now. You know she
Why I gotta be Tamika?
Because I can't spell it.
What?
Checkmate.
What
Sutton.
is wrong? That ain't no checkmate. That's a damn.
What?
You forfeited.
But yeah, that's one of the myths I got for you.
Okay.
So nobody else got one. We just gonna keep
I was gonna let Chase go.
It really have to be a myth, just like something that kind of was like a wow moment for you as an adult.
Girls can't get pregnant when they on top.
Yo, shut up, yo.
I'm talking about my myths, my
That's-
truth.
that's-
Ain't that
that's
what you
his
like to
truth.
say? You ain't never hear that, yo. Why she on top? You be straight, dog.
As long as you're having sex with ESPN, you're gonna have a boy.
Yeah,
It's not true.
Oh, that's why it's a myth.
That's
They
not
said it
true.
was.
My God, I never, never mind. You know how many times you heard blasphemous? I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Oh my God. No, I do it to that though. But I'm going to say it, forget it. I can't get censored. She's not going to listen anyway.
Don't be scared.
But look, I don't know how to package it. Like, I don't know how to say it.
Okay, this is a safe space.
No, it ain't.
It's safe until we put it out.
Until you put it out to the world.
Matter of fact, I'm keeping it to myself.
Don't be scared, dog.
I'm not scared.
Hey,
I know you're
somebody
scared. I'm a
else
little
might
scared.
have learned that too, and we need to do some unlearning around it, or they need to be affirmed and knowing that they weren't the only one who thought that.
No, there's plenty of people that think this though. It's just,
Okay.
I used to think it was homosexual for your booty hole to be touched in any kind of way, shape, or form.
Mhm.
Until it got touched by accident one time, and I went, "Whoo, whoo!" Don't do that. Do that again.
There you go, bro.
Don't do that. Do that again. Do it.
No,
Wait,
bro.
accident by accident again.
Right. Do that
By accident again. I'm not asking for it though. It's by accident. Swipe or no swiping. Just a little.
Take it, get right back. Take it, get right back.
Do that. No, I'm not putting my legs up this time. It got to be by accident. That man, look. Let me tell you something. It feels immaculate. It feels really good. And now I know that the only way you're gay or homosexual is if you like the same sex. And that's how I rationale it.
That's how you sleep at night. Tim.
Damn, gonna kill me. Wait. We gotta beep it out.
Say a name.
No. You just don't say a name, bro. Just don't say a name.
Now we gotta beat that name out, dog.
We beeping out all this.
You're gonna be like, so mine is beep.
That's exactly what it's
All the
gonna
way
say.
Put the ad there. Put the ad right there. No break. Put the ad there. We gonna keep going through. Put the ad there.
It'll be
People
closed
here
caption at the bottom of it. Chase is wildin'.
All bunched together. Like if you gotta pause it to read it, it's gonna be all bunched together. Like everything, no spaces.
Oh man.
Jesus.
You gotta give two. I gave two.
Wait a minute.
What?
Mine was the ESPN one. Go ahead, Tim.
Oh, that's a good save.
Okay, I'll give you that one. That like a cycle makes you know that she's not pregnant, but that's not true. You can still come on your cycle and be pregnant.
My cousin had a baby. She was still having a period every month.
Yeah. Or the opposite
That's wild.
news, there are some women who don't have a menstrual cycle. Like they just don't have one naturally. So you are always in the guessing game. That sounds so bad. God, I'm a professional. I gotta do better.
I mean, but it's valid though. It's valid. Like,
Yeah.
and that's like, it's especially when you get older and when you be having raw sex, like as important as STI testing is, like regular pregnancy testing, just to be on the safe side. Like I keep that
Regular
thing on
pregnancy
me.
testing?
I keep that thing on me. I'm
How
Them
many
dollar
times
store
you take a
ones
pregnancy
work.
test?
Them dollar store ones work.
there we
I
go.
know
You
for a
take
fact they
pregnancy
do.
test?
I'm sorry.
How often do you take a pregnancy test?
I take it if I have any type of irregularity with my cycle, just to like
Oh.
clear that out. I'm like, okay, that's not an option. Like, let's rule that out. But definitely like at least 4 times a year. And then when I go to the doctor,
Quarterly.
I get, that's the first thing they do when you go to the doctor too. Like they test you for pregnancy just to like rule that out or see if that's a factor in whatever you have going on. So yeah, and the dollar store test work, just how Chase said, like they use the same exact type of testing. Some of them are more efficient than the ones that are like sold in the larger drugstores.
Big facts.
All you need to look on the back and see what the efficacy of the test is,
That damn word.
and then you good. So
Efficacy.
yeah.
But yeah, what's your two?
Wow, I'm good.
Let's see.
Tim only gave one.
No, he didn't. He said Did you get? Oh, he did only get one. My bad. My apologies.
I was gonna let it slide. I wasn't gonna say
My
no. Like
fault.
shit.
My-
Tim
Right,
only
probably
did get
something.
one, but it's cool.
Yeah,
I did only
said
get
something
one.
else.
No, I didn't. It was a clarification on my point about the menstrual cycle.
Oh yeah.
The other one is that women. I heard this super young, but women only come when they squirt, and I was like, huh.
You freaked
I
out.
got older and realized. I mean, if you think about comparison wise, men only come when we ejaculate, so it's like an even comparison for me. And I was like, oh no, it's actually women more about a feeling of adrenaline that rushes through their body that signifies of come. I'm probably not using the correct terminology, but that's
Like
what my
shaking.
works and higher. I mean, yeah, but it's a feeling. I mean, some of it also too is
Slapping.
like how this guy.
Yo, stop cutting him off. You just say you want to stop cutting him off.
I didn't say I was going to stop. I said I feel bad when I do it.
He said he feel bad. He didn't say
That
he
is
felt.
valid. He did.
It's very valid.
You want to keep feeling bad? You a
John,
masochist?
that's a myth. He's never gonna stop cutting me.
He's a
If I could,
masochist.
if I could
He's a
spell
masochist.
masochist, if I could spell it, I would use it a lot. But I can't spell it.
Pain.
I like pain though.
But yeah, so those are my two.
Did you learn that
think I
from
ever heard
porn, Tim? Like when you saw women experiencing orgasms in porn, it was only in the form of squirting, or like where did you learn that?
So I actually learned that early on, like in middle school, like 7th grade. My boy
Okay.
won't say his name, but he was just
Say
like,
his name.
No, hell no.
What do you look like? So
My
scared of
boy. I don't know.
What street he grew up on, just so he could know you talking about him.
Now that I do know. I'm not.
What
gonna
car
say.
you drive right now?
So anyway, Nia, he was just like, in order to make me come, bro, you gotta make me squirt. I was like, oh shoot.
I heard that
okay.
before.
But I didn't start participating in sex until I got to high school. It's like even in that notion of time, she's like, all right, well, when I get there, that's what I gotta do. And it just didn't happen for a period of time. But it was like, oh, I'm coming. I'm like, but you didn't. Like, where's the waterfall?
You lying.
Yeah. So
Trying to make me feel good. I know I got.
but no, I didn't see it in porn. And honestly, when I did see it in porn, it was just kind of, I was kind of like turned off at first when I finally like saw what it was. I was just like, I don't know if I want that. It's just a lot. Like, and obviously in porn they have more
Clean that
control
up.
over their body. But yeah, it's just like, bro, like you probably just peed on this man and this woman, and that's nothing that I want near me. Like I just.
Oh, you don't like get peed on?
Oh, Trey Songz, relax.
I'm just asking a question.
No, I mean it's not for me. Like I definitely had somebody who like squirted on me, and it was like, oh, okay, like this, all right, cool. Like it's not an every time experience that I want, but it's like if it happened in the right moment, right setting and time, and it's not like forced, cool. Like she said, you get older, you get grown, you find out what you like and don't like. So like it's something that I can, whatever the word between like tolerate and enjoy is, like that's where I'm at with it.
So if the love of your life was like every time they climax, they squirted, you wouldn't be with them?
No, I would, because that's something that I would know. Like I would get to know like their body, and it's probably getting ahead in our segment here. But like it's something you just get to know about your partner. Like I just know that. So I was like, too, there are probably triggers that make them do that. So I would know, like, all right, unless you're trying to change the sheets again tonight.
Psychology.
You better change them sheets anyway. Look, baby, we got to change the sheets anyway. Go ahead.
You might as well get it out. Get it out your sister, girl. Go ahead, get out your
Yeah,
sister.
you know how it is. You know.
It's Wash Day tomorrow, so go ahead.
Yeah. You know, we got 4. We got a lot of sets. So, yeah, do what you got to do. But the hard part is laying the tarp down under it. Because that rolled right off. It rolled right off into the
mattress
carpet.
liner.
Now we need carpet cleaner. There's a lot going on in here. Man, where's Fred? Hey, shout out to Fred, too. Because I know Fred would have had a lot to say on this fucking topic. I'll curse again 40 cents.
Yo, you're
We'll bring him back.
That's why we need to boost it back up
Mia,
to
what's
$5.
yours?
He wasn't cursing at $5.
$5? What's that at $5?
It was $1. It was $1 every curse word.
Yeah. And I ain't going that high. That's a lot of money. Yeah. Anyway, shout out to Fred. No, Nia, no. You see, I mean, I'm cursing just off happenstance. It just flies out of my mouth.
Yo, pause.
No.
Oh.
I don't want to pause nothing. That's a myth.
Here
That's
we
a myth.
go.
That's a
There
myth.
you go.
You
There
don't
you go.
pause
All right, so
nothing.
Tim, you got to give another one. You said 3.
Yeah, right. It's our guest turn.
Let's see. I learned a lot of misinformation about what being a hoe is and just around hoedom in general. Like what number constitutes how many sex partners you can have before you are deemed a hoe, or like what sexual activity constitutes being a hoe versus not. Yeah, so just a lot of falsehoods around that. And let me
What
see.
sexual activities constitute you as being a hoe, for the record, for the listeners?
Like garden tool, like when you like.
No, she says certain sexual activities make you a hoe.
Oh,
So I want to know what
Oh,
that
well,
is.
the things
she
that I
heard.
learned growing up, which I have since unlearned, but like,
I'm
like
sorry. She said she learned that as the myth. Sorry, let's clarify that for listeners.
Yo, back up.
yes,
I wanted to make sure
like
everybody heard me because I
at a young age, sucking dick definitely made you a hoe. Like you could not be out here having oral sex. Like, no.
I used to love hoes.
It's a myth, Chase. Are you listening to where we're
I
at
used to
in
love.
segment?
I used to love myths too.
Drop your disclaimer, Nia. Drop your disclaimer. We ain't even drop your disclaimer, but drop your disclaimer right now. Drop your disclaimer. Jesus Christ. This guy.
The views shared by these gentlemen do not reflect the views.
There you go.
I just want to let everybody listen to this. I want to let y'all know Nia told me to say it during break. So I just said it.
When I first listened to her podcast and I heard that, I said we needed that. That would have been. I would have lost my job for it.
You got 17 jobs though.
That's not the point. It was a joke.
He only losing one. And it's the one he don't care about.
And the one he definitely ain't care. How nonchalantly he told me, "Yeah, I lost my job the other day."
All right, can we stay on topic? It was a joke. Hey,
well, you brought it up. Sorry, Nia. Back to
what's your second
sucking penis and
so wait. Can I ask another question? What you said, second one?
Yeah.
Is there such thing as a hoe?
Yes.
What is a hoe?
A hoe is a slang term for a sex worker, someone who receives payment for performing sexual acts.
That's
and
actually
if
Webster.
it could be possibly. I know it's probably on Urban Dictionary. And some people embrace the term of like being a hoe, like some sex workers embrace the term of being a hoe, but other people don't. I mean, and there are many other definitions of what a hoe means, but it's usually based in some type of shame that is directed toward women. So I don't uplift those definitions because we all like have heard what a hoe is, but I
think that's
the definition that I go with. A hoe is someone who embraces that term, a sex worker who embraces that term.
I think that's a. Oh, I was gonna say I think that's a myth too because I know a lot of male hoes.
But that's the thing. That's the double standard in that. A male hoe is looked at as positive.
No, it's not. That's a gigolo. You got it confused.
No, I don't. I know right now. If you
for me, I think a hoe
say,
is a person that lie about their sexual partner. Like if you be like, "Hey, you did this with this," no, I ain't doing it, and you know they did. It's like, all right, come on now. What you lie for?
I don't think there's a hoe. I don't know.
I said this to me, like, because I know guys that do like, yo, you did.
Yeah,
no,
right,
I ain't.
Right.
We know. No, dog. We saw you leave the club with her. and you hit us up by accident. You text us and said, "You, I'm done by the."
Well, and see, and I was gonna say too, like in my line of work,
scary ass nigga.
In the college setting, like we use it as like people who don't disclose if you have multiple partners. So like if you are having sex with multiple partners and you don't disclose it, that's what we would deem street term hoe activity, right? Because you're not giving the person the option or the choice to say, I don't want to be a part of your starting five, right? And so versus like
we won the championship this year.
Yo.
Versus like sex workers, like people who get paid, but they also regularly practice like healthy and safe sex. Like they know the language, terminology, the tools are used to be safe. So yes, I agree with Nia and her definition of what she was saying.
Absolutely. Let me see. But my second thing that I had to or that I learned in adulthood was that sex was not some type of tool that I could use to persuade men, or sex was not a tool that gave me like more access to men or something like that. Like, it's not something I could use to please men or something like that. Like, just a lot of my learning about sex as a young person was very male centered. I didn't know anything about female pleasure. Like, I knew that I was supposed to enjoy the act of sex, but not like experiencing physical pleasure from it. And that I learned that like my performance determined if the sex was good or something like that, like that there was such thing as like being good at sex. So
you were Sealy. You were Sealy at one point. I let him get on top and do what he do, and then he get off.
Do his business. You act like he going to the bathroom on you.
It was definitely Sealy's situation was definitely a power dynamic. It was a little rapey, but
a little.
Whoa, what?
It was a lot of.
Mister was a rapist.
No.
Rapey. It was a lot of rapey.
He said he took that on. The rose petals fragrance. He said, "Good morning." I can't watch Color Purple. We made too many jokes growing up in Color Purple. I can't do it.
But yeah, I mean, like if you're not enjoying sex, and I mean, there are so many people who just have sex and don't actually enjoy it.
Now, that's another.
I hear that a lot.
I thought everybody enjoyed sex. I thought everybody enjoyed sex. I thought everybody came. No, I thought and everybody not came. Everybody orgasm. I thought now that's definitely a myth I learned.
Okay.
I thought
you
if it
could
was
walk
having
up to a
sex,
woman on the
by
street.
the time everybody stopped, everybody was satisfied.
I believe that myth too. I really did until I started getting bad feedback, and I went, "Oh, I don't want this bad feedback. My name is being soiled through the mud in here."
My name's being.
I think another myth too that I heard too, and I understand the same topic. I want to transition, but was like foreplay was never mentioned about sex. It was always like you just go straight into it. Like, you want to do it, I want to do it, and then boom, like you just do it. Without in foreplay is important to me.
Very
major key, major.
Very.
And like foreplay,
my wife slapped me in the face a bunch of times.
Oh,
yo. This is a recording. You don't have to say what.
I didn't say her name. I didn't say her name this time.
It doesn't matter. It's already away.
I thought it mattered.
All right, switch the topic. So you alluded to this a little bit.
See, that's how we get on topic. I bring up my wife. Everybody know her, and everybody got their own relationship with my wife.
Okay, so getting us back.
Next season, I can't
doing that. See, that's why. See, no, we need to talk about this. I don't want my wife to be y'all friends no more.
We have a guest. Respect the guest.
All right, I say. Matter of fact, write it down.
Are you pouting? Are you pouting right now?
He turned into London. Say no.
No.
Leave me alone.
I'm gonna put this on the topic next one. I don't want y'all being friends with my wife no more.
You say it happened.
Every time I get invited somewhere, they go, "Yeah, and Daff invited too." No, she's not. She got her own friends I don't want to be invited to.
Focus.
I'm sorry. All right, this is the whole time.
Are you saying that? Are you saying that because you think you're gonna have sex with her at the function? Remember the topic.
No, we.
So this is just say no. Move on.
I told you, I already told you, John. Stop it now. You going down the dark hole about this sex topic with me and my wife. Because right now she not here, and I'm lonely.
She was your wife. Yo,
yeah,
what?
I did.
What's up with this
I'm just letting you know that I will go find her right now.
I'm gonna get back to you. So you alluded to this a little bit in your
because I want her.
But
put that wine down, yo.
I like this, baby. What's in this wine?
Which one?
This wine got me feeling sexy as fuck.
When it comes to sex, which is more important, the person or the performance?
Absolutely, the person. Always the person. So much of what we learn about sex is performative, just how we were just talking about. If I am performing well, then the sex is good. but it should always be person-centered. It should always be about making sure that both people or all people involved in the sex are experiencing pleasure, that they're having a good time, that they are enjoying themselves. And it can be based on performance, like I want my partner to perform in this way, but it should always start with the person. And we learn so many of these messages from like pop culture and like rap music, not to like put something else onto Black music, but it's true. Like we like learn all of those things, like I dicked a bitch down, I did this, I did that, it's like
Throw some Megan lines in there too.
Yeah.
Don't try to put on the mail. Throw some
Body yada 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 yada
Yeah,
yada 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 yada
on
yada.
there.
Okay, broke niggas don't deserve no pussy. That's what she said.
I know that's right.
Throw some things on there. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't try to put it on us.
It's rap.
Look at you. Yeah. So don't do that.
That's it. Okay. But okay, I think of a Megan line. I want to feel it deep, so I wrote it on my feet.
Okay.
She was centering herself in that moment.
Big nasty. Okay, we a fan.
I like Meg. I like Meg.
Talk your shit.
I like Meg. She should. Cardi said she wanted that shit to hit the dangly thing in the back of her throat.
That big Mac truck.
That made my toes curl when I heard that lyric.
Oh my God, get off Facebook. This all Chase do is be on
I'm not on Facebook. Facebook. Yo, don't disrespect me, dog. I'm not on Facebook. All right, all my family on Facebook. I don't go to Facebook.
Do you see Facebook videos on Twitter?
Yeah, from time to time.
Do you click it?
Yeah.
+1 for Facebook. My point is that. Go ahead, Nia.
No, they don't +1 for Facebook.
Go ahead, Nia.
I'm on Twitter looking at it. +2 for me. Big teeth.
So as a follow up,
that wine
do you
got
think?
you feeling crazy.
Do you think?
Man, this wine it do got me. I might be drinking wine from now on. I miss my wife.
So you talk about like it being more of the person than performance. Do you think every person is coachable when it comes to sex?
No, absolutely not.
I disagree.
Absolutely
I'm sorry.
not. Well, okay, I can speak on my experiences and the experiences of those who have shared those stories with me. It's very difficult. And like, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be sexist or like put anything on y'all, but
It's okay to be
toxic
sexist.
masculinity has really done a number on how we approach sex, because men have such a hard time with receiving feedback. Like I was so happy to hear, Chase, that you did hear feedback and that, you learned from it and walked away with it. But it's really difficult for some men to like hear that, like, what do you mean? And then it gets flipped on the woman. Like, if you know what you want too much, then that, okay, you a hoe. Like, how you know that, you know what I'm saying? Like, how do you know enough about sex to tell me what to do about sex? You know what I'm saying? Or I think that I did really good. I lasted this long. I stroked in this way. I did this, and you should be happy and be satisfied with that. And I have so many peers, like women who are my peers, who are literally afraid to give feedback to their partners. They think that, it's going to result in some type of argument that they don't even want to go through. So they'll just like participate in sex and then go and masturbate. And it's like, no, like men
That's
are,
crazy.
it's really difficult. And women too, like if they were with a certain partner and the partner liked to receive oral sex in one way, and then now they think that they are like the queen of giving head, and they going and giving this rough ass head to somebody else, and you criticize them on that, like they're going to take offense to it. And we really, and it goes back to that performance-based thing. We think that if we're doing things good and we're doing things well, and we're doing the things that like Megan is telling us to do in a song, then we are like having good sex. But in reality, it's really about what the person wants and what the person likes. You'll be really surprised. Like, I've definitely like experienced people who don't like to receive head, and like that is something that some people like pride themselves on. But there are people who don't like to receive head. There are some people who like sex in only these ways. And so it really should always be person-centered and partner-centered, like always.
That's what I agree with. It is very person driven, and I agree with that. I disagree with you said not everybody. I feel like it comes down to like and love and who they like. Like a person has to like you. Like if there's no like, or if there's like, then it's gonna be, you know what I'm saying, toxic man. I don't want to hear that. I don't want, you know what I'm saying. It's gonna be that type of stuff. But
I think
if you get to
a better word, Chase.
No, not just attractive though. It's because attraction is a word that you can use, but like is way more person like inside driven. Attraction could be physical, like more times than not. But if I like a person, and if like it's been times where I'll be with somebody and I don't find them physically attractive, right? But then after a few conversations, I'll be like, "Well, I like you," or like that. In my case, that happened a lot with me. Like I never really got a girl off my looks. Like I get women off of being able to speak.
Handsome man, my guy.
Thank you. I appreciate that. My wife would say that right now too. But I'm just saying, like
she's coming home. She's
not coming home tonight.
Relax.
She's not coming home tonight.
Relax, dog. Finish the podcast. Focus. Stop drinking that wine.
No, I'm not drinking that wine. I'm gonna keep drinking. I'm pouring another cup after that wine. But I think now I'm off topic. I just think everybody is coachable from the right person. Like some people can't coach. You know what I'm saying? But if a person likes another person enough, they're very coachable. And I'm one of them people.
I think the difference between coaching and being open are two different things. I think if a person likes you enough, they'll be open and comfortable with you to try something. But I think when I think of coaching, it's like we can't. If you don't have it, you don't have it. I can't coach you to be good at something that you ain't got. Like it's a difference.
See, I would disagree though, John.
I'm just looking at it like all right, how about this? We're not ever going to teach. We're never can coach Shaq to be an 80% free throw shooter. If you want to use somebody now, we're never going to coach Ben Simmons, no matter how much work we put in, to be a 90% free throw shooter. Just that's how I'm looking at it.
Right, but I think
Chase cursed me out a month ago about being black and white. But when I look at coaching, I think coaching, you have to have all the right materials, all the right equipment. Everything needs to be in line. Then like, hey, this is how you should use it. Instead of using it this way.
And that's the problem there. You so black and white.
Don't talk about me. Talk about the cop. Stay on the
gray out. It's a lot in the gray, yo. It's a lot in the gray.
We have a guest. We have a guest.
No, I'm just letting you brought it up. If you leave a lot, if you so black and white, you miss so many things, man. It's so many intricacies in this world, dog. You really gotta find it in the gray. You can't find it in the black and white.
Sorry, Nia. You want a shot? You want to take a shot to it? Because he's out of pocket.
This man just want to take a shot. How am I out of pocket?
Tim, what you were saying?
Yeah, Tim.
I was gonna say, I think with the coachable piece, I think sometimes too we get so caught up in like how you were saying, John. You want to move Shaq to a 90% free throw shooter. That's never a goal Shaq could ever reach, and he would tell you that. I think the difference is, can you change the goal, and we're coaching him towards? So maybe he goes from 30% to 50%. Like that's a more attainable goal for him, and like for me, he improved from a free throw line, and then also other skills around that also improves. Like I think from an overall perspective, his overall percentage of a player moves up. So then, like in the sex realm, right? I've had partners who didn't like to give head. Cool. So we found other methods. And then we come back and talk now as adults, a little bit older, and it's like, oh, I'm super head down. I'm like, well, what changed? It was like, well, the person just, I had the attraction and they kind of walked me through it, and I decided to
she liked them enough.
Now I realized now I like it. Not even that. They just didn't.
You brought it down to free throw.
Oh my God. Y'all just said have fun with it. Jesus.
Oh, no. I'm with you. I'm here.
How about this, John? How about this, John?
They didn't.
How about this?
Terrible coach.
How about this though? How about this? Shaq will never be a 90. No, he was done. Shaq will never be a 90% free throw shooter. But he can pick back up after I make this point. He could be a 90%. He can't be a 90% free throw shooter. He can't be a 90% free throw shooter, right? But he can get an and one. He's still getting 2 points. You still get 2 points out of it. You brought it down to free throws, yeah. But Shaq can still score 40 and go 0 for 10 from the free throw line and get a chip. The goal is the goal. The goal isn't free throws. The goal is winning. You brought it down to one aspect of basketball. That don't You
Chase,
disrespected Shaq.
I understand.
He was still the
No,
most
I'm not.
dominant big man ever.
It's about Shaq, not about the conversation. All right,
I'm
I got
using
you.
your
Say
point.
this.
I'm using your point.
That's
That's
a
what I'm
terrible
doing.
point because I'm using a terrible point. That's a terrible point because I was going to, because Tim already answered it. I was going to let Tim slide because like, oh, he said it eloquently. Oh, he got this. So if you move the goalposts, if you say
You
that,
move
hey,
goalposts.
this guy, can't wait.
You did. You brought it down the free
So
throw
much
line.
fun. Okay, so if you're going to say that, like you said, the girl said that she doesn't like giving head, and I guess that was, 100% of y'all sex. Let's say 40%, 30%.
We'll go 30.
So if you move the goalpost down and say, oh yeah, I'm going to only accept if you can get me to 15% of giving me quality head, and then that other 15%, where does it go? Right.
So I think it can go to other areas, right? Like maybe it's exploration of like what you choose to use in the bedroom, things you knew you want to try, something that she saw that excites her. It could also be an opposite end too. Like I think sometimes you may like thing one area and then realize, oh, I'm really good at this thing too. So that adds up for percentage as well within sex. I mean, I think like Nia kind of alluded to earlier, and I can't wait to get to the next questions, but like there's so many things now older where I'm just like, you know what, I actually might like that, or I may want to try that, or I mean, I told you the other day I put a video on TikTok that went somewhat viral, and y'all watched it and it was like, oh shit, like, but y'all didn't give me like a freshman year reaction. It was like a real grown reaction, like, shit, that's what he liked. Like he found out he liked it and it's cool. Versus like I think if I did that same thing freshman year, Chase and you both crack on me real hard for an hour. Like you don't give that up on me for at least an hour.
Man, that's a terrible damn reputation to have. I'm sorry, go ahead.
What's the
and not a bad way, but like y'all joke on me if I say that same thing. So Nia, just for example, so I did a TikTok the other day and it was like, what's the freakiest thing that you did that you didn't know that you liked until you did it? And my answer was spit in somebody's mouth. And I just never would have thought that'd be something that Tim Johnson would ever like. And then it happened, and I was like, this is actually a turn on because the person.
Because I mean, sex is it's exploratory. Like and it changes over time. Like there are things that I like really liked when I was 19 that like if a man tried with me now, I would probably try to fight him ass naked. Like so it's exploratory and it changes over time. And I really love a lot of the things that y'all were talking about, just like the point of you talking to old partners and revisiting the conversations about head. Like so much has happened for women and like claiming and owning our sexuality in the last 10 years. Like so much has happened. So that really has given people power to, but like giving head before was like, that meant that you were a hoe. That meant that, it wasn't like a process of like giving somebody head. It was like the way that it was framed for me growing up and just from songs and things like that. Like it was all about the man, like, and him doing whatever to my throat, like type of thing like that. It wasn't empowering for me to give somebody head. I never thought of it in that way. So, and a lot of women experience that, so they may be more fond of it. And then like even our like older Black women, what? Like they do not fuck with giving head at all. Like, no. So if we're learning those things from the women in our families, like, well, don't be doing this and don't be doing that. Like, it takes us some time to unlearn those things. And so things are going to change with age. Absolutely. And then Chase, you talked about like the coachability thing. I completely agree with you on that. Like if you like somebody enough, I feel like if a man, and not just men, but if you like somebody enough, then you'll definitely be open to learning things from them and like learning what is good for them and what pleases them. But if it's just about like getting your nut off, then you're not going to be trying to hear that. So I can definitely agree with that. And then it was something you said, John, about like the end goal being the same and like things can change in between that. And you can give and take. Y'all were using a lot of basketball analogies, and I love basketball, but I've never like played the sport, so I don't.
What's your favorite sport?
Neither has John.
I can't really. Well, I don't know it all like
That's a
that.
good
I
one.
know, like, okay, this is the 3-point line, this is the free throw, like stuff like that. But that's so important too. And that's something that I really like learned in more recent years. It's like, okay, I can have a sexual experience with this person and that it's going to result in an orgasm, but I don't like the way that I got to my orgasm. Like, we need to change that up. Like, yes, I got there, but I want it to feel differently. I want the process to feel differently, like on the way there. So it's a lot of variables. Yeah, I dropped some gems.
Makes sense.
So do you think?
What you-
I'm sorry. Go ahead, John.
Oh no, I was gonna be dark. You was about to actually progress.
Go ahead, Tim. Go ahead, Tim.
I'm about to say, 'cause I'm like, she not going, because that's the second time she did. She's not going to just get on here and say that we be saying one thing because of music and everything. I listen to the '90s R&B. Nobody want to talk about it. Women in the '90s with their R&B were very, very toxic,
Well, men wrote a lot of the lyrics, right?
and they sung it. You could say no. You could turn things down. That's
It's
consent,
not.
Chase.
No, it's money.
No, it's money. Jesus
It
Christ.
is.
I
Sex
think
worker.
it's healthy mix of both, but we're
Yeah.
gonna wrap up
No, it's
today.
Go ahead,
Go ahead,
Tim.
Tim.
Go ahead,
I'm
Tim.
about to say, we can go
Please.
down
All
this
right,
rabbit hole.
so do you think men look at toys as an adversary, and if so, why?
I absolutely think that men look at toys as an adversary. And there are a lot of different reasons that I can understand. The first reason, since we were already kind of talking about it, toxic masculinity has a lot to do with it. And, just like that thought of competition, or the thought that I am not the sole reason why this person is experiencing pleasure or an orgasm, that just plays a large role in it for sure. Other reasons why men possibly view sex toys as adversaries: sex toys are marketed toward women. They're not marketed for partners, or they're not marketed toward men. They're all different colors. They are like, different shapes, like roses and stuff like that. So they're not really marketed toward men. So that could be a reason why men don't feel like they are for them. And then also, a lot of sex toys are shaped like penises, and very large penises. And so that can be intimidating for men, or men who are still like unpacking homophobia. They could feel like it's gay to have something that is shaped like a dick in the room, when they're having sex. So I think that those are definitely some of the reasons why a lot of men are resistant to bringing toys into the bedroom.
Hey guys,
So what?
get over your shit.
Oh
No,
yeah.
Period.
I'm gonna break the fourth wall. I put this question in there because on Twitter it was a dude that said he was having sex with a girl, and after he finished, the girl rolled over and had a vibrator, and she was using it, and he felt some kind of
that's
way.
Oh, I forgot that. I let y'all talk to I let y'all talk, and I wouldn't want to interrupt. I know a girl that says that she likes watching porn, so she and her boyfriend got in a fight because one time he was giving her head, she was watching porn on her phone
While he was doing it,
while he was doing it, because she was trying to get like a good climax, and it turned into something.
but it could end up going both ways. It could end up.
You gotta
going both ways,
communicate.
but that's what I'm about to say. Like, communication is key. And number one, like I said, like when I saw the tweet, it was like I bust out laughing because I'm like, I would have felt some type of way, not off the strength of me not getting her off. It'd have been like, yo, why you tell me you had that? We tag team
Save
here.
some energy.
This a tag team, yeah.
Boom.
Like
Hello.
like that. Like, man, look, I don't look at I don't look at it as an adversary. Young Chase would have been like, I'm not enough. But then women, like people in general, they attach the experience. It's not necessary. They don't like if I pull out a vibrator and I'm having sexual intercourse, you can forget my wife at the moment. Like if I'm doing that with someone and we using the vibrator too, the experience is the experience. Like it's and it's going to be linked to me. Like I'm using this on you with me, and we're doing it all at one time. It's not no separation. I feel like.
But like y'all said about communicating, I know a couple of females that say that they can't. I don't know the proper terminology. They don't, or they can't. They only get clitoris. Like they can't nut if you penetrate them. Like they need clitoris stimulation.
Mhm.
So then it's like if they don't tell you, like, so when they had a one night stands, like it's like, all right, you got all, and it's like, oh, what about me? Like you don't communicate that.
There's so many nerves in that area. Like I love
attack it. Attack.
But I do an attack. Like it's different, right? Like there's different ways to stimulate. Like some people like it. Like literally, you can just barely touch it, and it's just like, oh shit. It's you know what I'm saying? Versus like some people like you got to really put some work in, but again, being coachable, listening to what they want to hear, things like that. And so I think both at a young and my current age, I was never afraid of, because I don't know why, I've always enjoyed watching women pleasure themselves, because you learn a lot in that moment too. Like I'm watching like, well, what are you doing? Like what are the motions? What's the angle? Hell, what is this toy? So if I get spicy, I reach in that drawer real quick and boom, we here. And I think communicating too, like I tell my students all the time, if you're on a date with somebody, and y'all, this is like date 2, bring up sex as a point of conversation, just to see like what the conversation is. Yeah, because you learn a lot of people just about sex conversations. Like even the conversation we're having now, it's been more educational than it has been like just nasty and like experiential. Like a lot of information has been shared, and us just talking about sex in this moment. Like I know so much more about Chase's communication style with his partner, right? Like with his wife, how they just based on sex. He might be like, "What the fuck you know now, Tim?" You know, that's what Chase would do.
No,
and obviously, in like me,
we all close,
John,
dog. It ain't, if a stranger says that shit, then I'll probably like, hey, what? But
like
we all real
week,
close. Like we close friends.
Me and John were talking about the rose. When you said it, me and him both made a face like that. Shit's
I saw that
cheat
code.
That rose. That is a cheat code. That is the ultimate cheat code.
Dinner, movie, everything on her for the next month. Everything on her for the next month. She not asking like, no questions.
And it was funny.
And she not gonna actually use it again. She gonna say that one night was enough, because all she gonna do is keep thinking about it.
And I love it because it was just me and John talking. Like there's no other woman present. We both were like, no, bro, I've heard some great stories about this fucking rose. I'm like, if they ever made a guy version of that could do what that does to women, it's a wrap.
We would have no reproduction. No reproduction.
Or I'm just not arguing. You want to argue?
I disagree.
It's fine.
I love women, man. Like
obviously that's Chase.
Oh yeah, the distance. I can't love from this kind of. I can't love a distance. From this kind of love can't be from a distance.
This kind of love. I do gotta.
I'm so happy that this question happened though, and I love that y'all brought this up, and that so many men will hear it, because y'all are, because of the platform that you have. Because for real, like it needs to definitely be an additive and not an adversary. And like Chase, the story that you were talking about, like the guy was upset because the woman, like started masturbating after they had sex. And that's on her too, honestly, in that moment. Like the sex could have been pleasurable for her, but if she wanted to experience an orgasm, she probably needed that clitoral stimulation, but she wasn't going to. Because we have these notions that like, oh, a man is going to feel this type of way. He's not going to like this. He's going to feel intimidated. She probably didn't even feel comfortable like bringing it up or, trying to introduce the sex toy in the sex moment. And so she just waited until after. And women, we have to learn that too, because a lot of what we learned about sex is so male centered. We don't even advocate for ourselves in the bedroom. Like we don't say like, let's use this toy, like, let's do this, let's use lube, we just kind of like go through the sex and then deal with it on the back end. And I don't want that for women at all. I don't want that for people. Like people should be enjoying sex. It should be good. It should be fun. It should be exploratory. It should be all of those things. So definitely.
I agree.
I do have a question. I have a 2-part question.
Mm-hmm.
So, based off like what Tim said, bring it up on a second date. So my question is, Well, my question one is, why do you think people are shy about sex? And then the second part is, whatever one you want to answer first, actually. How many times do you think you should have sex with a person for you to say, like, this not it for me?
Woo, child. Okay, so first let me say that I completely agree with Tim that it's important to like have conversations about sex, and the nature of the conversation doesn't have to be sexual. So I know, like, as a woman, if I go out on a date with a guy and he like brings up having sex with me, I'm gonna be like, like, calm down. You know what I'm saying? Like, have we mutually reached there, or like, let me bring it up. But just having general conversations, like we've been talking about sex for 2 hours and we have not talked about having sex with one another. And those are the types of conversations that absolutely need to happen. So I love that point that you brought up, Tim. And people need to learn how to do that. Like, we need to learn how to have conversations about sex without it being sexual. And that's why I think, to answer one of your questions, John, like why it's so uncomfortable for people, or why people are just not cool with it, is because we don't know how to like separate those things. We don't know how to just have candid conversations about sex, because our entire lives has been so much stigma and shame around sex. Like, the first times when people learn about sex, they're getting shown a picture of a bumpy vagina, like, and then now that frames the way that you view sex for, until you unlearn it, until you make a conscious decision to unlearn it. So yeah, and that's why, again, like, these conversations are so important, because we don't just magically mature out of those things. We take those things with us into adulthood until we decide to not. To the second question, how many times is it until it's a chop?
Nia one and done her. Look at her. She trying
to figure out how to say it too. She trying to
comes to the play
one time. That's it.
Play 3-2.
Sometimes it's 0 times.
She stopped.
I danced with a guy at pre-dawn, and it was terrible. I knew he was terrible.
He walked up to my door and said, "Thank you, sir. You can go home now."
Thanks for making sure I was safe.
Yeah.
F off.
Bye. Midway through, hey, stop. It's okay. Let's everybody put that.
Midway through. Let's talk about this.
Let's talk.
I feel strongly about it because the infrequency, is that a word? I don't know. Women do not have orgasms. Like, straight women really do not be having orgasms. Like, a lot of women lie about it, or they just like don't mention it, or their partner just assumes because their body, their legs were shaking, that they had an orgasm, when really their legs just been in the air for like the past 6 minutes, so they shaking.
Had a muscle spasm.
Exactly.
Had a Charlie.
They low-key experienced a medical emergency, and you thinking they enjoyed it. So
drink some water, baby. It's some pickle juice.
She had a stroke, and you talking about some she came and we let that guy play a dog. Should have seen her. She wasn't even moving the left side of her body, dog. And that thing
not a stroke.
That thing got the pop last night, baby. She couldn't even.
I gave her a stroke last night, nigga.
I feel very strongly about it. I mean, I do believe in, if you like someone, then it definitely takes time for you all to patch together and piece together what it is that you like, what you want. That takes time. It's not gonna, for some people it does happen right off the break, but for other people it takes time, like, to learn their body and learn what they like and all of that. So, but I think that if you discover on the first time that the person is not coachable, or that they are not interested in your pleasure, then that's yeah.
How you gonna tell me I'm coachable if I'm on the court, coach? I'm on the court. How you gonna say that?
But I told you to do this, and you still doing that. So there's a mismatch here.
I gotta practice.
It's a mismatch. Look at you, pick and roll analogy.
I can't just dribble with my left hand. Just because you coach me to dribble with my left hand, I gotta practice dribbling with my left hand.
Well, show me what the hell you can do with the right then. Shit.
All right, but then shit. I can in and out with the right. I can throw between the legs with the right and catch it with the right.
I'm off the.
You know what I'm saying? I can throw dope passes with the right. I practice all that, you know what I'm saying? But when you put on,
I don't agree with. I do believe that like learning your partner and learning their needs is a process, but I do not believe in subjecting yourself to horrible sex.
Hell no.
Off the strength of. Like,
I don't think it's subjecting yourself. I think because, like y'all said, it's about the liking and the coaching. So if you like somebody, and then maybe the first,
but you gotta like them enough.
You don't know what you like enough. Like you have to. Enough means that you've been there a couple of times.
Not necessarily.
No, not necessarily. Not necessarily.
I don't think so.
I like things
like if I know that I like this person as a person enough, like no sexual things.
But we not
in mind. Like if I know that if I like you and I see a future with you or something like that, then I'm more willing to, deal with some things and like work through the learning and stuff like that. But if it's like the attraction is solely physical and we just, are doing this because we really want to have sex with each other, and then it turns out not to be all that.
You saying you won and done. You game 7 every
she
time.
Still ain't say it. She still ain't say it.
She game.
Maybe two and done. Maybe two and done.
So your answer's 2.
Yeah, I say 2. Shit, maybe 1.5.
What the hell is
a
half?
What the hell is half? You know what a half is, John.
What's a half of sex? I don't.
If somebody come and the other person don't, that's a half.
You know what? I love that definition.
That's like the first time it happened to her. You like that definition?
If you get 2 halves, now,
that's a whole.
And I'm still at 0. No, if I'm at 0 and they had 1,
we still at half.
We at 0. We only could go to 1 when we both go to 1. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
Go to jail, actually. Go to jail.
Go to jail. Matter of fact, that's right. And now you're on my property. Now you got to pay up.
Okay.
Think about what you did and what you didn't do. Go to jail for some more time. Wait a minute.
I think it's important to note that, like, for everybody, like the end goal isn't orgasm, or every time when you have sex, that may not be the end goal. Like, as long as going back to like that performance-based type of thing, like as long as it is a pleasurable experience, it doesn't necessarily have to end in orgasm for, every time for every person. But if it's like just not enjoyable from beginning to end, and then you don't come either, it's like, yeah. I think for me, it's like, okay, we can do the 1, and then one thing about me, like I'm a very vocal and communicative person. And I learned that by being a sex educator, like how important it is to debrief the sexual experience. Like if we're debriefing the sexual experience and you are not being receptive to what I'm saying, that's when I know it's a done.
You never had a one-night stand?
Yes,
that's
I have.
Something different in your mind. So is that the same kind of you still categorize that as the same, or?
No, a one and done is not the same as a one-night stand.
Yeah. Okay.
That's something I learned growing up. I am not a one-night stand guy, because I'm the coachable guy. I am the. What you like? All right, let's try that. Yeah, let's do that. I had one night stand that was absolutely horrible. Like it was awful. Like it was so bad. It was so bad. Yeah, that's what I'm getting to. That's exactly what I'm getting to. This weirdest, craziest, wild. We had sex. All right, we had sex, and I turned over. It was so bad, dog. I said, man, yeah, that was bad, huh? like right after, yeah, and she busts out laughing. I'm talking, and we had a good laugh because I knew it was terrible, and I'm not gonna sit here and act like I laid it down. It was like, yeah, that was terrible, and we ain't never do it again after that, because it was like what was understood beforehand was like, this is a one night stand, this is it, and we both know that, and I'm just not that type of dude. Like that ain't me. So me knowing that, I went into it a little bit. All right, let me pull out all my tricks. Nigga, my tricks wasn't nothing. Nigga, it was like, thanks, appreciate it. Let's move on. Like it was terrible. Like that's what I learned about myself. Like that's just not my swag, dog. Like I am that's why I think everybody can be coached, because I'm a coachable motherfucker, and we gonna that's 50 Cent. We just gonna have to figure it out. Like that's it. I found out what you like, and guess what? I'm gonna attack.
I love this stuff.
What's that tag face? Use them tiger teeth, Jackie.
Nah. Use those tiger teeth. Bite it like a little monkey. Oh, sorry.
Sam, what's yours? What's your wildest, craziest, whatever adjective you want to put in front of?
Weirdest. Mine was weird and it was terrible. Those are the ones I used.
Mine probably be like all around Chase. I just had a one night stand. My one and only one night stand where it was completely just trash. Terrible. Like I didn't come. Matter of fact, I just stopped and got up and went home. Like,
all right, you good?
I love it. Honor your body. Honor your body. That is something that we just don't do that enough. We do not stop sex. Like we feel like it's supposed to be like a finish. Like we're supposed to finish. It's supposed to come to some type of grand end. And
somehow it is
really not comfortable with, and I just love how short, like how men are affirmed growing up, whereas like with women, we feel like if we stop sex in between, the man is going to be mad at us, or or it can even become violent, and that's like a potential risk that we take. Like if I tell him to stop now, then it this could take a turn for the left. So I can understand why some women don't, but just as a society, we need to be okay with stopping sex, at a time. If we're not enjoying it, it's okay to just like, okay, well, that's enough.
For timeouts during sex, right?
What you say?
You say you should also have timeouts during sex. Like you should be like, hey, let's take a breather real quick.
Yes.
Let's
I'm
regroup.
all for those. I'm all for those.
Halftime, y'all. Halftime.
We go. All right, look, stop pumping real quick. We're gonna hear a word from our sponsors, and then we're gonna get back to it.
I like the backstroke, but I need a little more. I need a little more of this. Okay. I like what you was doing there, but look, we done did that already. We got our buckets. It ain't working no more. We need to. Yeah, I mean.
What's yours, John?
I got two. Piggyback off what the last topic was. We was talking about like just stopping. So we had sex intoxicated, and we thought it was the best thing in the world. The next
that shit is a lie.
Maybe one day or second day after that, we seen each other, and when I tell you, it was like when you were 6 and your mom said you're not leaving the table to eat your vegetables. Every stroke from either person, we looked each other in the eye, and we were staring at each other like, "Why are we doing this?
This ain't it."
Like we was looking at each other to the point that I was like, "I'll bite the bullet. You in my room, I'll take it. You're not enjoying yourself, are you? Because I know I'm not. And if you said you was, I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not." And then that was that. Then we talked after that, but I think I ain't talked to her after that year. The second time is I was in Philly with this girl. Shouldn't have been around, and her friends. And then I was so pressed, I used the unlubricated condom.
Ooh,
and that was different.
Was it sheepskin?
It wasn't sheepskin. It was just unlubricated.
Your foreplay was it? You ain't foreplay. That's what it was.
Well, actually, I got
hurt too.
Hurt like shit.
So we was watching The Departed, and she was like, "Let's do what they doing on TV." And then I just remember, like you said, the myths. I was like, "Oh no, I'm not fucking without a condom. No shit out here, niggas gonna die every day. No, I don't want nothing." And then her friend only had one condom in her pocket, and it was unlubricated. And then that was like, "What is this?"
Friend had them oils. That's what it was.
Those are my stories for you. And those are my craziest, weirdest. top 2 stories.
Okay. Well, we're gonna transition to the last part of our.
No, we're
our
gonna
question.
need. Oh, you
I'm
want to
sorry,
do the
go ahead.
game? We can do the game. You want to answer? You want to do the game?
It's just more so like for time. I know we get close to the 2-hour mark, so I make sure because it's late. People got to work. I want to respect people's time.
You just trying to eat. That's why, because you cooked your glazed salmon. That's what you.
Yes, I am waiting for you to enjoy that. I'm looking forward to you for that, like for you.
Thank
Think
you.
of that.
I appreciate you.
I'm ready to hate, but I
All right, so I guess what's your platform again, Miss Nia?
yeah, let's plug that, man. Tell us what it is.
Birds, Bees, and Tease, a sexuality education and storytelling podcast. You all can find us on Anchor, on Apple Podcasts, on Google Podcasts, and Spotify. We're also on a few different other sites, so just check your favorite streaming app to see if we're there. And if we're not, you can definitely hit us up on Instagram at Birds, Bees, Tease, or Twitter at Birds, Bees, Tease, and let us know that we're not on there, and then we can communicate with our distributor to have us on there. But any topics that you all would love to talk about, or if you just want to, be connected to people who are talking about sex, you should definitely tap in on the socials.
Can we?
And if
be
you
on
want to
your
hear
podcast?
greatest, wildest, so what?
I was saying, can we be on your podcast next?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm going to definitely share this episode with my teasers because I don't feel that my podcast is doing a very good job of uplifting the stories of men folk. So I definitely want to, plug my teasers to you all's podcast. But I would love to do this again with y'all, and we can talk about any and everything. Nothing is.
We definitely got to do it again. We got to have our fourth, man. We got to have our, you know what I'm saying,
And blow
other
up
25%
mentions for her story.
Freddie.
Try to avoid it. Shout out Fredo. Happy birthday,
saying?
Freddie.
Happy
birthday,
birthday
my
to
guy.
Freddie. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, happy birthday!
All right, so this is this and that for the I actually stole this
This
from your
and that,
podcast.
or
Did
this
y'all
or
play
that?
it?
This or it could be and sometimes.
Okay.
That's let me get my joke out.
This and or that.
Thank you, Tim. So what I was going, are y'all gonna play the way I want to play? Y'all gonna play? Like
You got to
I-
explain the
okay.
way you want to play first. What kind of
Yeah.
freaky
All right,
stuff?
so
you
what?
got?
You're
So
gonna
this
be here all night.
Yeah,
Yo.
like,
All right, so this is this or that, right? So if you I said and in there because if you say and or it depends, you gotta take a shot.
Okay, great.
That's the way I wanted to play it.
I don't got no liquor.
Now you
I
ain't
will
gonna
take
let me take it
a,
out.
I will take a sip instead.
Can we do it for 2 rounds? Can we do it for 2 rounds?
Sure, John.
Can we do it for 2 rounds? All right. So you ready?
Where the
Miss
bottle
Lee, you
at,
ready?
Tumbo? Where the bottle at? Tumbo said he taking a shot every time I take a shot.
All right, say less. Then. Tighten up.
He also can answer if you would like to, Chase.
You want
Oh,
to
you
answer
get-
this
you
or
get
that?
Tumble feet.
This and or that?
Tell him the rules too before he just be in here.
No, that's the fun part.
Oh, all right.
This
So
and
you
or
ready?
that. You don't know that game?
And mind y'all,
Yeah.
so like this is the part because we're gonna keep it organic. She hasn't seen these questions. BFA.
Every time we playing a game called this and or that. Yeah.
So if you say
whenever whenever John asks,
No,
this question-
Josh.
I don't know, dog. I really don't. I don't know why.
Shout out to
I
Mark.
don't know
Shout
why-
out to Josh Marks.
Yo, shout out to Josh. Yeah, but yeah. So every time John pose a question, I'm gonna say it out loud for you to hear, and you gotta answer.
All right. So the first one is doggy style or missionary.
Doggy style or missionary?
I'm gonna go with missionary. It's very passionate. You can change up the stroke. Yeah, I'm gonna go with missionary.
Everybody else?
Tumbo said doggy.
I would also say the same.
I'm saying doggy.
I'm saying
That's the
missionary.
the view at doggy style is just a beautiful view.
I do
What
like
about
the
you?
art.
Missionary is a beautiful view too, but doggy is like
Gorgeous
the-
view.
It's just wild.
You can't
to me,
spit in her
like,
mouth if you do a doggy.
Women
Spit
do
on her
not
back?
getting the views. We do not get the views during sex. Like that's why
Who
mirror.
don't get the views? You think? What are you talking
See,
about?
you got.
You
gotta
think
see
men
this
watch
new-
porn
there's
for men?
There's a pose
Watch
out
for
there.
y'all
that You
views.
can get a good view from doggy style that I saw about a month ago. And I was like I
That's
can't wait to
because
try this
porn anytime you type in POV, it's the man's point of view. They rarely ever say the girl's point of view in porn.
Nobody want to watch that porn. We watch it because of y'all. Y'all get all the views. Y'all the $1 billion.
Get you a nice mirror. You know, a mirror.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Mirrors are lit.
Important for women to see that. Like doggy style. I see the fucking wall. Like
doggy style to the fucking wall. Fuck your face.
Okay, what's the next one, John?
Reverse cowgirl or cowgirl?
Cowgirl.
Reverse cowgirl or cowgirl?
Cowgirl.
Tim answered already.
I'm gonna go with
Tumbo said
cowgirl.
reverse.
I like how I feel in reverse cowgirl, but the actual pleasure, I'm gonna go with cowgirl.
Pleasure, I like cowgirl over reverse cowgirl. That's my
cowgirl.
missionary.
If I let you continuously ride me, you mean something to me. All right, all night or quickie?
All nighter or all night or quickie? Oh, shit.
I'm gonna go ahead and take my drink because it's
Hey, got one.
It depends.
It's supposed to be a shot. It's supposed to be a shot. There's not no drink. She had a shot. We got the first.
She said she was taking a sip.
No, we agreed upon a shot.
She's still a sip, John. She's our guest
already. She did it
I'm
for a reason.
acknowledging my terms of conditions.
Oh
But
my!
you're not here the whole podcast. You gotta
Oh,
communicate, John.
Oh Jesus Christ! I'm leaving. All right, holla at y'all.
All night or quickie?
Now come back, John.
Okay,
Okay.
no point.
All night.
You pull that in.
Because I had one poured already, I will take it.
I appreciate it. Make sure you pour your second one. We only doing it for 2 rounds. After everybody take
Tumbo got
Gucci.
I gotta take a shot with Tumbo because he chose the same thing. He said
So
both. I got
depends.
freak.
Oh, both.
I gotta take a
and you
shot.
got an and in you.
That's the part
So
of
what
who
you
I
think?
left out. Anytime it's both.
Mine is
It's a
quickie.
shot.
I just like the adrenaline rush of a quickie. Like the thought of getting caught, or you're time based, or like you just I don't know what it is.
I
fully
love what you're saying though, because so many other factors play a role in whether the experience is enjoyable, not just the actual sex.
Yeah.
So.
And like quickies they're never planned. It's 100% spontaneous for me. Versus like all nighter, I could be plotting on you from the time I wake up. Like as soon as I get home, get this little wine in you.
The wine?
That
Baby,
wine.
what's in that wine?
What's in that wine, baby? Yeah.
Look, look. All nighter has a special place in my heart, but quickie is top tier to me. For the reasons Tim said, the spontaneous, like just out of nowhere. Like
You do some of the nastiest shit in the quickie.
and I got somewhere to be. I
I gotta go to work, yo.
And you-
but I need it.
You think about a quickie way more than you think about all night. I think about something like, oh, that really happened. Like I really am in this meeting now on Zoom, and 5 minutes ago I was.
Mm-hmm.
On Zoom, I got the camera off. I'm in the room. I just hear y'all.
You muted?
Yeah, muted, no video. John Levis. you the reason. Yo, my work, Chase. Honestly, because of your Zoom, my work one, I have changed the whole profile. Like it says John, all capital letters is perfect. Because I'm not in that, John. I gotta get it in. All right, next one. You ready?
This is not John saying this. If your job listeners,
No, they don't listen to this. They don't care.
All right,
Not this
my
job
job
anyway. Giving or receiving?
Giving or receiving?
Giving or receiving what?
Sexually.
Tell me the difference. Tell me what you want. You want so sexual. That's the best way to. Let's look at you, Chase, learning something from the podcast. Sexually. Look at Chase learning.
I'm a learner.
You're a coachable one.
He's coachable.
Tumbo. Yeah, see, I'm very coachable. Man, look, listen to me. Anyway, Tumbo said giving.
Giving.
Just throw that out there. I'm saying giving
I'm
too.
definitely giving.
Look at our educator. About to be another and. Look at her. About to be
I
another
know.
and.
I'm trying to avoid another goddamn shot. I'm gonna have to say receiving.
Ooh, curveball.
See,
Wide
that's a
receiver.
myth. That's a myth.
That's the myth.
Yeah, that's a myth. Women are they are receiving. Like, women are the
What's the
receivers.
myth then? She said
The myth is the men only get what they get. Like the men go out for their pleasure.
Look at
No,
you.
look at that boy.
You gotta drink
shift his
wine,
mind. We gotta bring it back
baby.
up. What is this? What's this mean? What's this?
That mean clap it up. That's like a snap. See,
okay.
I know what that means.
Look
That
at
means
that
that's like a
boy
snap.
learn. That boy
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm coachable. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, my wife. Choking or dirty talk?
Choking or dirty talk?
Dirty talk.
God damn it, Tumbo. What a bottle at, man. Tumbo said both.
Chase, Tim Porter is up too, so he's saying both too.
Look. I got choked one time in my life.
That's why I like cowgirl.
And then by accident.
That's why I like cowgirl.
It's because I swallowed spit. I swallowed spit.
For the men, do y'all, when y'all are saying choking, like doing the choking or being choked?
Both.
Another shot, Tim. Said both.
That's not on the list. So
That's extra question, so that's another shot, my
Well,
guy.
and I asked that because I think
she is for clarity.
I asked that because I think that a lot of women have reservations about doing things that are perceived as aggressive toward men, like out of fear of emasculating men, right? Like if you are being choked, then you may feel emasculated. But a lot of men like that is what I'm learning. So,
but I also think it's not about like saying you like to be choked. I don't think nobody like. I'm thinking it's like that. Go back to like the last question, giving and receiving. It's like, if this how you gonna get off, and this is what you need, if you want to feel this way, go do your thing.
Oh, it's always that.
Because ain't nothing make me better than watch you do that, and then I'll feel your finger go. Just loosen up. Oh yeah, she's done. She's a done bun.
It's always that though. What you like?
I mean, I equate it with like the quickie thing. It's spontaneous. It's like in the moment. Like I don't go in the second like, hey, make sure you choke me this time. Like, I'm never saying that. But it's it's in the moment. But like
you can't ask to be choked. Choke me.
But I think for me, it's the opposite. It's not masculine. It's like a point where like she's taking full control, and I'm just letting her do it. And I don't know. I can't really.
You can see it in her eyes.
It's a very magical moment. Like, it's very,
especially if she enjoys it.
Yeah, and sometimes you start riding in ways that you wouldn't riding before you start choking me. And
Body yada 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 yada. Oh.
She thinking of that time you forgot to text her back at 9 a.m. and you text her back at 9:10. She was like, "Who would you text her? That's that one. I'm gonna get this out."
I said that one of the past podcasts. I said that the question was, what was the question? It was brunch sex or makeup sex, and I said makeup sex for that reason. Like, get your animosity out. I'll be a damn dummy. I'll sit here. What you need from me? Look,
what did I do wrong? Tell me what I did wrong, girl.
Yeah, officer.
So y'all want to feel like y'all gonna die a little bit.
No, not that part. No.
Yeah, I don't know about death. I
know.
I got things to live for.
My women in the past would kill me if they had the chance right now.
Not go off camera, Tim.
It's too real. It's too real for John. I wasn't never going there. It's too real for John.
All my women from the past would kill me.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
A little bit of death. Okay.
Just,
You went for close to death.
Morning sex or night sex?
Morning sex or night sex?
Morning.
Whoa. Morning sex or night
over
sex?
There. Shorty. Miss Nia got point of the shot over there.
Yeah,
Tumbo said morning.
You're doing good, Nia, but I see it in your face. You just
because I'm about to give a very strong it depends. It depends. If if it's been like a long night of drinking, like or you know what I'm saying, like just a long night of being intimate and is leading up to that moment, like that night sex is definitely going to hit. But so it depends. I'll take my drink.
I hope your partner nearby because you've been drinking a lot, so
Yes, I don't
He
know.
probably gonna be. He about to sub our podcast.
He probably behind the camera looking at her like,
What's name his podcast? I'm about to
Take another
subscribe
sip.
them boy.
Take another
Do
sip.
this every
day.
week.
Y'all gonna go famous off of this. Tim, what was your answer? Morning.
I said morning. Yeah.
Chase.
night. I'm a night. I'm in the morning, it's like all right, I got a long day. At night, it's kind of like hey, yo, cap this off for me. You know what I'm saying? Cap this night for me. You know what I'm saying?
Hence the name.
I'm trying
Yeah,
to start my-
cap this night for me. You know what I'm saying? So that when I wake up in the morning, after I say my prayer, it's kind of like I'm back to work.
Oh,
But last night was fun.
Last night was mad real. Sunglasses.
Sunglasses and Advil. You know what I'm saying? This is it. You know what I'm saying? But
Drunk or high sex?
drunk or high sex?
For
Tumble said drunk.
reason.
High sex.
I don't get high like that, so I'm clearly
and
saying
yes,
drunk.
let me also specify. I mean, high off of marijuana. So that can be.
You never
Wait
had
a
crackhead
minute.
sex?
We not talking. No, John, chill out, yo. That's a
Got a
dirt.
question. She
You're
never had
really
crack
dark,
sex?
yo. Bring Freddie back, cause you dark.
All right, can I ask
I
you a
don't
question?
know about
Yo,
crack.
we only talking about marijuana or mushrooms. Only the natural
Or
stuff.
acid. Acid sex is good.
My God, today we are talking about marijuana or mushrooms.
And acid.
We're not talking about acid. We're not talking about cocaine. We talking about marijuana or mushrooms. And I never did mushrooms, but I know it's a psychedelic. So I
we got
know
like
it's probably lit.
We got 4 more of these things. I just got one.
Wait,
random question,
drunk.
right?
Tumbo said drunk. I said that already, right? But I'm lit,
Yeah.
so I don't remember. All right.
So Nia, if you woke up, right? Like let's say tomorrow, you woke up and you just never knew, and like your boyfriend wake up before you all the time. You woke up and you caught him doing crack.
What the hell? Hey, yo.
Would you leave
Shout
him?
out to John, because this was a question of 17 podcasts ago that he never brought up.
No, we answered on the podcast.
Oh, yeah,
No,
we
we
did.
didn't.
Yes, we did.
We did,
It was-
Tim.
It
We
was
did.
during
I'm
the
being
break. It was during the
respectful
break.
because she's in a relationship. I can't ask her the way I want to ask her. She has a boyfriend. I can't say if you had the best sex of your life, then that's downplaying. Like I don't know their situation.
No, I say that original
Okay, so the original
question.
question was if you met a person and they gave you the best sex of your life, like it is this sex, and then it's 4 notches down, and then the next sex you had, and you woke up, you rolled over, they was doing crack. What would you do?
I would conclude that the crack gave them powers, extra powers to be able to perform that way.
Telepathic powers.
And that would definitely be a hard deal breaker for me.
Well, what would you do?
so
Though?
that- you wouldn't double
concluded that,
back?
but what's moving next? Like you concluded, and now what happens?
I mean, I probably will be a little distraught that I had sex with a crackhead, but I would also probably tell that story for the rest of my life.
So you're not going back?
Would you double back?
No. I mean, it's too many variables. Like, I don't know if y'all know any crackheads in real life, but I have several in my family. So it's too many variables.
She didn't get to that episode yet. Chase, though.
Yeah, she ain't listened to that episode. My crackhead cousin got a Facebook that she keep forgetting the password to, so she got to keep creating new ones and sending out friend requests.
And there we go. This is shit. We might got the same relatives, because I'm telling you, I be getting from the same motherfuckers every 2 months.
Yeah, I'm not doubling back either.
So it's too many variables with dealing with someone who is a crack user, but yeah, I would have to. Too many risks.
All right, it was a random thought. Music or no music?
Music or no music?
Damn, y'all, I'm gonna be drunk.
Huh?
I'll take a shot with
So is
you,
that
but I
both?
have my definitive answer. But I'll take
So
one
no
with you.
music now. Tumble said no music. But in college, it was music. A whole lot of fucking Lil Wayne playing in his fucking dorm. And that's damn 20 more cent. Travis Porter. That's what
Oh, what
make
you
it clap,
fucking-
make it clap, make it clap, make it clap, make it. It was he. I'm gonna stop saying his name now because he was on some wild stuff in high school. Yeah.
I'm gonna have
college.
to say, I'm gonna go ahead and take my drink. I'm gonna have to say it depends. sometimes the mood warrants for
Ricky had
romance and music, but other times, like hearing the person breathe and hearing them talk is just unmatched. So,
I don't want to hear my breath.
You don't want to hear your own breath?
No, I'm fat. Oh, you I don't want to hear that. Music all day, all night, and more specifically, I play Sabrina Claudio. If we can be any more specific, I haven't heard a bad song from Sabrina Claudio. She might be racist.
I was gonna say that. She
might be racist.
She might be. She has to use the N-word a little loosely in the past.
Yeah, but that luckily for me, that's not my deal breaker. My deal breaker is rape, molestation, that type of shit. My deal breaker ain't racism. So, luckily for me, when I listen to Sabrina Claudio, it's happy times.
I love her new album.
I ain't even listened to the new album yet, Tim.
I did cancel her, but I will never cancel that. Tell me what you want. That's my song.
No, keep going. Keep going. I was
about to say, we got
keep
you.
Going, though.
We had you.
I was doing background. I would do background. Keep going.
Keep going. Give him a chance.
I'm telling you, I haven't heard a bad song from her. So when it came out that them old tweets, she was saying some racist stuff, it was like, for me, it was kind of like, all right, well, I don't like her as a person, but musically,
she's a genius.
Man.
Yeah.
I'm music all day. All night. Yeah. And Sade got a dope playlist too. Just throwing
anything
Alexa.
from 80s and 90s.
Stop
it's a
listening.
rap. You might get pregnant.
So what to throw a curveball in here, like what is y'all favorite sex song, or like the song that you have the best memory to, and then like what's the craziest song that you done had sex to?
I don't have no crazy. I don't know I got to think about my crazy song, but Rihanna, Sex on the Brain. I think it's Sex on the Brain, but anything from that album.
Sex with Me, and then the other song is called Love on the Brain.
Love on the Brain or Sex with Me. No, it's not sex. It's not sex on the. It's not sex with me.
Must be Love on the Brain. Love on the Brain.
It must be Love on the Brain.
Lost anticipation.
And that one. This whiskey got me feeling. Look,
it's a great album, dog. It's a great
album. That's why she's not putting out another one, because that one is hard to top.
She did what she had to do on Anti.
Yeah, her and Sabrina Claudio. I'm gonna keep bringing her up because hey, now I ain't heard a bad song yet.
Yeah, the first time that I tried music with my partner, I told him to put the playlist on, and it was all like Kevin Gates and Lil Boosie, and I was like, hold up.
I got two phones.
I heard trap music sex is different from like R&B sex.
It definitely is. It's rough. It's rough.
You're not making love. You are fucking.
Yeah, it's hey 10 cent Tim now. Now we together.
Are we? Because what are you at now? Almost $1, bro.
No, I'm at 70 cent. I'm at 70 cent.
I haven't been keeping tabs on mine. I know that.
Well, you don't have to, Nia. You a guest. You don't have to.
I say mine to be Jupiter Love
by Trey Songz.
Yeah,
we see what you was thinking about in
Love
undergrad. That's Trey Songz got some dope songs for that activity too. Anticipation, yeah, exactly. Tumbles anticipation, one of them ones, man.
All right, I had two more, but I don't know if this last one was fun to say. I was at brunch when I wrote the last one.
I didn't get the
so my fault. What you say, Tim? Well, Tim, you probably got a list. You probably played the trumpet in it.
Music or no music, Tim?
You played the trumpet in
music, but I was gonna answer Nia's question about.
Booty trumpet.
Put the trumpet in it. You never had nothing like this before, girl.
You gotta pinch your lip.
Let him answer. We gotta do content. Let him answer.
To your question, Nia, my best sex song is "Scratching You Up" by Trey Songz of Anticipation.
Trigger.
Love that one.
Okay.
My my worst sex song is "Real Nigga Roll Call" off Crunk Juice with Lil Jon Ice Cube.
Well,
Wait, whoa. Slow down. No. Everybody back up. I'm sorry.
You want to know my worst song?
No. I want to hear why he had sex with a real nigga roll call.
Because my phone
Why
It was
you
on
said
shuffle. It was on shuffle.
It was on shuffle.
That's my experience too, Tim.
And the problem is, I like that song way too much. Like way.
And
too
I can't
much.
read.
You want to know my
They tell
song?
me that all the time.
And
I can't read the
so,
room, Nia. But
I got to say
I-
my song now.
I rap the shit out of that song in my head. Wow.
What?
no.
Wow.
No.
No. Okay.
Okay,
Chase.
so I need us to make sex playlists. We don't just put the phone on shuffle. We have a playlist.
See? Nope.
Here's the
We
problem.
make mistakes.
No,
We're human.
My playlist
Mistakes
had
happen.
My playlist had ended, and then my phone automatically switched over to shuffle. And
Well, however Tim, I don't have that. I shuffled it. I thought my playlist wasn't as diverse as it was. I'm in here hitting it while I'm going ham while here. Praise. What's your name on it? I said, hey, that was super awkward. And now all of a sudden I start telling everybody, man, y'all need to have sex to gospel music because gospel music get it
But
right.
no, the part he missing is he was already married. He kept telling us that. It was like, Chase, it don't work like that for us.
I'm married.
That's the thing. I know, but you were saying that while you were married. Like, y'all need that sex to God. It don't work like that for us. Jesus don't look at the thing.
Yeah, it's different when you're married.
Jesus looking at y'all like, look at them. Praise him.
Yeah, you gotta
look at
you
him.
gotta
Look at
cover
him.
it.
Well,
He's
I was just, you know what I'm saying, speaking from experience and trying to hit my friends onto some new stuff. Because at the end of the day, if you are having sexual intercourse and hit a praise break, that seemed like the perfect time.
Okay, we got 2 more questions. Let's get
All right, you're
out
right.
of
That
here.
was too far. That was too far. I'm
drunk.
finish eating my hush puppy.
Get out of here.
That ain't even drunk. I say that sober.
All right. So Nia, you want my risky question or the question that's already written? Because it's your deal. Because we can end it on 1 or 2. It's up. We can end it on 1 or 2. It's up to you.
She said risky, bro.
I'm down with the risky question.
All right, the risky question, and I want we all got to answer it too.
Best hush puppy I had in my life.
So, for the males, would you rather make her a Twinkie or a toaster strudel? And then for Nia, would you rather be a Twinkie or a toaster strudel?
Hey, yo, talk about, would you rather make her a Twinkie or a toaster strudel?
Well,
It's pretty self-explanatory what it is.
I
got 2 kids. So we already know what I'm fucking doing. that's 80 cent. Ain't no pulling out. Crispy Cream. They call you know where I grew up? They call me Boston Cream.
I am Tasty Cake's manager. What you talking about? I do this.
Oh my god.
What'd you say?
oh, child.
This sound like another.
Tumbo
another
said
shot.
toaster strudel.
He said toaster shooter.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ.
What is the penalty for neither? Do I gotta
You want
drink?
me? So,
Let's.
Hold on, no, I need to figure out where.
Say what you
where
need. No,
now.
hold your neither down. Tim, what's your answer?
All right.
Twinkie.
Okay. So
Ain't no better feeling than that.
So if it's not, so where would it be if it's not neither? If it's neither, where would it be?
Not a big fan of dealing with someone else's bodily fluids after sex. I'm just not. I know that's like very glorified, but and I'll be like talking some shit like put it here, do this with it, put it. But I don't mean none of that shit. I'm lying.
Put it on the TV.
Put it on me, but me is watching the TV. Put it over there.
Look, they call it.
Right
they call it
here,
money
but don't-
shot. They
don't
say
you
a
do it,
money
I
shot.
kill you.
No,
In
that's
porn,
not that.
it's called the money shot.
So where would it be though? If it's not,
That's what I'm trying to figure out. You got to pick something.
No, where I'm just want you put it on your sheets. Where you putting it?
The forehead.
The floor.
Wash.
The forehead.
Wash.
Who is getting a washcloth?
Yo, this is we might have a part 2 episode because I have never heard that.
Y'all.
Washcloth.
Nothing is washcloth?
My bad.
If it's a toaster strudel, somebody got to get the washcloth.
No, not.
But it got to be a toaster strudel first.
That's what I'm saying. It has to put the icing.
If I had to choose between the two, I'll say this: I don't have much experience with being a Twinkie, but I would choose toaster strudel. But I just prefer.
Man, you gotta take a shot.
I prefer to be a dry pastry.
No, ew.
Nobody.
What's a dry
Danish
pastry?
No more. This is American.
Danish is not dry.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm a sugar cookie.
They're moist.
You ever ate the Pop-Tart without the frosting? Shout out to Tim because he just said Pop-Tart. You ever had a Pop-Tart without the frosting?
Have it. That's some.
Shout out to Frank Ocean. Shout out to Frank Ocean.
Biscuit. That's what I said.
That's what Tyler Creator said. That's how I knew he was gay. He ate Pop-Tarts without the frosting on it. I said these motherfuckers drug. They joke a lot.
Here go the last one. You ready, Nia? This is the last one. You made it through the gauntlet. It's the last one. Bad head or bad sex?
Oh shit. I might have to log out, y'all.
That's amazing. That's quotable.
You ain't asked Gazelle, Chase.
That's the name
bad
of the episode.
Head
right
or bad sex? Thanks for
I may have to log out.
Yeah, I may have to log out.
Bad head or bad sex?
It's just like I feel like
this is it.
if you ain't know what you was doing, you just shouldn't even never got down there. Like don't tease me with no bad head. Don't even do that.
Damn, the sexes are so crazy, guys. Tease me. What if you got that fire? Oh my God, I don't need it.
Let her talk, Chase. Stop interrupting.
I'm sorry.
That's a hard one for me. That's a really fucking hard one for me. I will take. I'll guess I'll take bad head over bad sex. Bad sex leaves me feeling like frustrated, whereas bad head is just like, why you even get down there playing? That's how I feel. So I'll take bad head over bad sex.
Tim.
Same bad head.
What Tumbo say?
Tumble's a bad head. What you mean?
Oh, yeah, that's okay. Well,
bad head is just because head is like it's like the side. It's like the, you know what I'm saying? It ain't the entree. The entree.
But y'all keep saying foreplay important.
Yeah, foreplay is definitely important, but foreplay could be kissing. Foreplay could be touching. It don't have to be head. Foreplay is anything.
All right, so salute.
Foreplay was me cleaning the kitchen. Foreplay was me cleaning the kitchen before I got there.
Hold on, Chase. Bad foreplay or bad sex?
I'm choosing bad foreplay. The sex is lit. What's
my point exactly? They're all equal.
They're
not equal. Hold on, wait. Oh, hold on now.
If the foreplay is bad, I'm not going to want to have sex. I'm not going to be like, well, let's just skip the foreplay and let's fuck. Like, no.
I would agree.
If the foreplay is bad, I'm going to be just like, okay, let's just.
Y'all had bad foreplay?
Let's cuddle.
Let's just cuddle. You want to?
Bad foreplay is a thing. Bad foreplay is no foreplay sometimes. Like if it's no foreplay, that's bad foreplay.
That counts as bad foreplay.
Touche, salute. Shake my hand.
Motherfuckers kissing with their teeth and just being aggressive.
Kissing with their teeth.
That sounds like
that's episode 2. That's part 2.
That sounds terrible.
We gotta bring you back, and I got somebody else we're gonna bring back with you too.
If you give head with teeth, oh my God, I will punch your face off.
Chase.
Do not give me head with teeth.
Well, Nia, thank you so much for being on the podcast. You definitely
with teeth.
Yes.
Had some great
free teeth.
I'm about to say, stop saying his name. Keep saying teeth, not teeth. But Nia, real quick before we get out of there, because your podcast also does cover these things, and it also does cover a lot of like current events, a lot of social events, a lot of powerful things. I think that you can speak for that men can't. So, is anything that you want us to cover? Anything we should share? Anything we should know about that you have in your mind? Just tell our listeners to just Google it.
I would definitely just encourage everybody to do more research on the things that we've talked about today. As adults, so much of our learning is independent. And so I just really encourage you to, as much time as you spend scrolling on a timeline, just do a Google search and like just read something to continue that learning. And just keep having these conversations. Like we learn so much just by talking about things. So those are the things that I would say, and definitely follow Birds, Bees, and Tease on your socials because we drop a lot of gems and we share a lot of information from other sex educators, things that are important and things that, you know, you may find yourself interested in or just wanting to learn more about. So,
got anything upcoming events you want to plug? What you got going on?
Any upcoming events? No, not right now. But the podcast is dropping a lot of exciting episodes for this month, including this one. It is Pride Month, so we're celebrating Pride on the podcast. So we'll be hearing a lot of stories from people in LGBTQ plus communities. And that's so important for us to learn, especially as like straight people and cisgender people, to just really learn because we just really be ignorant. And so, you know, I'm a cisgender woman, I'm a heterosexual woman, but I always want to take opportunities to learn from people of other gender identities and sexual identities. So there's that. And then also the Birds, Bees, and Teas website will be dropping this month also. So,
oh, congratulations, look at you.
Right, that's awesome.
I need a picture on there going like this.
No, do your dance, what you did earlier. What was you want to spill your wine?
Do you remember the time?
Hey, turn it up too. But once again, thank you, Miss Nia, for coming out. I'm sorry, what's the full name? Because I can't read it right. I told you I only know letters, I don't know words together. So what's the full name?
Oh, okay. It's Miss Nia AngieAfricana Sutton.
All right, salute.
Shout out to you. We thank you.
Oh no, we definitely thank you. We definitely thank you because it's a conversation that we're gonna have about for a long time. Long time.
And I'm really happy to come back for a part 2 or all those good things. We play.
Set it up then. Part 2 gonna be your podcast then.
Part 2 gotta be your.
We're gonna name and we're gonna put part 1 because we expect you to get a part 2 since you said it on wax. It's on wax now. Salute.
Okay, we doing part 2.
We ain't bleeping that out. We not bleeping that out like we gonna bleep out something that I said earlier.
Oh, right, Jesus Christ. All right. John, but once again, you know the saying, Nia?
No, I don't.
Oh my God. So you know all the way. You did like a little minute research. You did like
10 minutes.
Yeah, this first.
No, and I went back to the early episodes. I wanted to hear.
Oh, they were bad episodes.
In the inception.
We were terrible.
Yeah, terrible. I wasn't even one of those.
Hope
you came around like
episode
7 or something like that.
You are the inception. All right, so water. This read the room and say water. All right, you got it. You never seen Paid in Full? You seen Paid in Full? It was shot in your. You seen Paid in Full?
Okay.
All right, man. Well, y'all stay cool. Y'all stay cool, kid. All right, kid.
Water. Hey, look. I'm gonna call all y'all back. I'm gonna call. No, John. I'm gonna call y'all back. Y'all not gonna answer. We not all in the same place. I'm calling. No, she's busy.
You said you been talking about for the. Okay, she's busy.
That's why I've been talking about it because she's busy. You know what I'm saying?
All right, kid.
And I can't do nothing with her all the time.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna call y'all back.
All right, call me back.